computer went down.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, we're back. We don't know how long we lost, but we've set it up. So
Maybe during our break.
Les
We're live.
we're live now.
Yeah, no, we're still up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
No,
back to the game. Back to the game.
So Les
I'm going
managed to drag
to
Elith out after administering the one healing potion that he had from being in Barovia for 3 months before anybody else showed up. And you've managed to now force movement, pull her out of the way before any of these creatures were able to crawl out of their invisible barrier walls. As they now begin to emerge, I need all of you to roll initiative again. Well, actually, if everybody remembers what you rolled before, we can use those same
20.
ones.
Yeah.
23.
12.
Oh boy, I think mine was.
I think we were 12.
We were 12.
I was 20. Do I add my dex bonus now?
You'll add your dex bonus
I'm
now.
gonna shout back to the party. A leaf is hurt. Get your weapons ready. 40 for God with honor.
Okay.
It's a leaf.
My
Just a
oldest
leaf on a
friend,
wind.
Ellis.
I missed you, Mel.
Oh, hell.
Give nicknames.
Well, time to earn your keep, fish boy.
I've been saving your asses the whole fucking time.
And yet we've been teaching you to love.
That's the real question.
I don't remember what mine was.
Just reroll.
Okay,
If you don't remember, just reroll. You two were both 12.
Yeah.
Your modifier is +3.
It's +3 and +2, so
you'll go first. Hope, what was yours?
8.
8. Okay. What was yours?
Oh, what's going
Oh,
on?
4.
What?
With your dexterity.
Natural 1. Wow.
I know my other one was better than that, but
I think your other one was like a 6 or something.
something like
It
that,
wasn't
like a
like
5 or
that.
a 5 or a 6 or something.
Okay.
We're not doing great today, guys.
I think I need my...
Leaf, can I get you to just roll a d20 and let me know the result?
Sorry, leaf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just roll a d20 and let me know what you roll.
That's a 1, senor.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Do you not have a modifier?
I was just a straight.
It's just roll the result.
Yeah. This was to see what their initiative was, right, George?
No, that's to determine if their initiative acts at the same time as you, beforehand, or after.
Okay, cool.
And they act before you.
Yikes.
Yep.
Well, guys, it was a good game.
Does anyone have any barrier spells, blocking spells, anything that can...
No, I can still. I didn't use my whole person.
You did not use your whole person.
But
I have something that will work when I have turn undead, so I can scare them.
Okay.
But that'll cause them to flee. They'll still exist. They'll just flee.
Alith, you are first up to act. You are now conscious, like blood pouring out of your shoulder, like the wounds beginning to close.
Okay. Sorry, my knitting needle. I'd like to, can I do...
You cut him out of the frame completely.
No,
Just
I
leave
meant
it.
to go that way.
No, just leave it. That's fine.
Can I both fire an arrow and then move back, or move back and then fire an arrow?
You can do either one,
Okay,
depending on what you like.
Um,
So you would be able to stand up. That uses half your movement. So you have 3 squares of movement left.
Okay.
So you'd be able to fire an arrow at, we'll say, either the one that's beginning to come out of the wall at the end,
This one?
or the one that originally attacked you, because you know exactly
Yeah,
what it is.
I'll do the one that originally attacked me. Can I, with my favorite enemy towards the undead, can I recall any weaknesses about these creatures?
It would be an action to try and remember, so you would forego your attack if you try to
No, I'm
do so.
gonna just attack and
Okay,
then
go make your attack.
get back there.
Just get back.
Fuck the all of you!
I
And
would
then
say it.
4. No, it doesn't work. Or no, my attack roll is 4.
Plus
9.
9.
No, blah. I'm flustered from dying. Proficiency bonus is 2, so it would actually be 11, I think. Yeah.
So it's dex bonus. Plus,
Oh wait, no, 10.
So 10. Yeah,
Yeah.
10. The arrow, kind of putting it in there, and where you think the body is, you shoot, and you just hear a clack as it impacts against stone on the other side. But your arrow does pass straight through what appears to be an invisible barrier in the wall. Oops.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm 3 squares.
You've got 3 squares of movement.
Run
You
the
just can't
fuck
end your
away.
turn on another character's square, so you
Okay.
need to move to the other side.
So here.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
and
I
you're able
just
to go there and just kind of
scooch back and like
and
hold
start
my
to
shoulder.
regain your breath a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. From there, Les, I need you to start acting next.
There we go.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
I can't shake it.
I know.
I know. I feel so on edge.
Everyone, retreat back to the main room with the well. I'm gonna tell everyone just to fucking get back into the big room,
Where we
out
can
of
all
the
see.
out of
Yeah.
tight fucking quarters. So I can attack and move, right?
You can, yeah.
So I'm going to.
So you begin to see the hands are starting to move a little bit further out, and you've got like this very ghoulish, long-tongued face, like a creature that was once humanoid that just kind of had its tongue lose all connection inside its body and it's just wrapping out of it.
Hey, doctor, you got that oil on you?
I do have that oil on me.
That's not gonna do anything though.
Well, no, I can like put the oil on the ground and light it on fire as a barrier to like keep them at bay a little bit.
Good, if you'd like to.
If they,
It
if
can
we
be
don't
your
see
action
us.
and your bonus action to do that once you have the oil.
Keep that on you for now.
Done.
We're gonna need to maybe do that later. I'm gonna throw one of my hand axes at the ghoul and then make a retreat back.
And
Thank you.
It's 15.
15 to hit. It does hit. So you're throwing one of your hand axes?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have d6 plus your strength.
5 plus 3.
Okay,
Oh.
8 points.
Chomp.
Alrighty. Which one are you hitting?
This motherfucker right here.
He isn't quite far enough
Oh.
out yet. You'd only be able to hit the one at the end of the hall, or
There?
the one, or that one there. Yeah.
That guy.
Okay. Okay. So this time you throw your hand axe, and having the head just appear a little bit further out, you kind of actually catch the head, and it kind of moves back inside the barrier, and then comes out with your hand axe like stuck in the side of its face, and starting to just move towards you.
He knows who I am now.
Alright.
And
We told you,
You
Ed.
then I'm
can't
gonna
move
move.
anywhere though, Kev.
He can move through other character squares as long as there's someone there's an empty spot 6 squares away. So you'd be able to go.
Sorry, we're here, right? So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6.
6.
And go back then.
No,
Okay. Alrighty. So now it is the first set of ghouls. These two fully emerge, 5 feet each. They have a total movement of 30 feet.
So sorry, what happens if I throw my hand axe? Look, 1 is there, right? So I've only got 1 left.
No.
Or do I get it
one's
back
like
somehow?
in
Or?
Well, when the enemies are dead, you can go pick them up
Right,
again.
okay.
Yeah. So one hand axe is stuck
Right, one on
inside this
fire.
ghoul's face, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20 feet of movement. This one is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20. He can't actually move into that space. But this is going to be one attack against the creature directly in front, which I believe is...
Allura.
Allura. Okay, this is going to be an attack against you. This will be this one kind of going down the stairs and like reaching out with its claws, kind of stumbles a little bit down the stairs and then just kind of instinctively snaps its jaw open and goes for a bite attack against your shoulder. That's a natural 2.
Ha
Yay.
So the bite attack, you manage to duck out of the way as the teeth just snap together right beside your shoulder, and you start to see like little flecks of rotting flesh, maybe, you're not sure, inside those teeth. That definitely looks like it would have hurt if it had impacted.
That's a nope from me.
But this creature is now directly engaged with you and is kind of reaching with its hands out, ready for another turn. The one behind it is kind of reaching over its shoulders, but isn't actually able to impact you in any way standing where you are at the moment. On from here, we have the doctor.
Ooh, okay. And I don't know that that room connects to that room.
You don't. None of you know anything like that. You would just know that these creatures are here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably
Elise
best to go back
Elif
to where we
Elif
were.
did, yeah.
I'm gonna.
Ready actions.
You can also, what you can also do with actions is you can do what's called holding an action,
Yeah.
which is that I want a specific thing to happen when something triggers that. Right, so when something comes into view, I'm going to fire a spell.
Okay.
When something comes up and engages me, I'm going to hit it with my sword.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. So wait, did work? Like,
You could like. Well, I don't know.
because I'm thinking to pull back into the.
Yeah,
If
feel-
one comes in, you can hit
Yeah.
it. You're ready.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull back into the well room,
Okay.
and I have how many spaces? Like.
You got 6.
So I'm gonna pull back to here,
Okay.
and I'm going to ready an Eldritch Blast for when I see one of these cockamamie symbiote motherfuckers.
Sure, and you are at the far end of that? Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, awesome. Alrighty, you are there holding an Eldritch Blast, so as soon as something comes into view, you're immediately just going to fire that off.
Shikasasisa.
Perfect. Alrighty, next up from there, we've got the other set of ghouls. So this one is coming out of the wall fully, as is this one. Seeing that way, they're going to pinch us. They're smart enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh! Hooba hooba.
6. They're going to start to make their way around the corner. You see the 3 of you looking at the stairs of the 2 that are approaching. You see the other 2 come out and expect them to just start clambering over, but they actually kind of just turn slightly and begin to make their way around a corner.
Maybe I'll just like.
They're not smart,
The rooms
but
connect.
they
We have to
know
get back
what
to
the
the main
underground
one.
chambers are like.
Yeah,
and where
clear
things
back
connect.
to where I am.
Yes.
We can pin him down.
Back
So
to
they've
the
started
well.
to make their way back around. Alrighty. That is their turn. Leaf, you are up.
Okay. I
We might
think
be able to do that.
I'm gonna pull a similar thing to the doctor.
I will say one thing, guys. If everyone kind of pulls back and I step past this square, can they make an attack of opportunity while I pass?
Yeah, a creature may make 1 attack of opportunity anytime between the end of its turn and the start of its next turn.
Right. Okay.
So if someone else moves away before you do, they'll likely make their attack against that character.
Okay.
And then he versus
So
Oh yeah.
Allura,
Hummus?
you might have to wait until I've snuck past them.
It's
Amanda,
hummus time.
Okay.
you might have to wait to move away until I've snuck past behind you. Otherwise, they can attack me, and my HP is still really low. So
Okay.
can she do that? Can she delay her action until?
I'm gonna attack them.
Okay, you're gonna attack.
Okay.
You can attack them and move, where
I'm gonna
you would
attack and
take the
move.
attack of opportunity, and then they would be essentially distracted by that.
Okay,
you
and then I
would
can
get
like sync
past.
because I'm the first one to go in this.
Yeah, so it would go.
Okay.
It would go Hope, then Allura, then you.
Okay.
cool.
I'm
I'm just
gonna.
trying to make sure that I
yeah,
don't
I'm gonna
get,
get
like,
back
stuck
here.
there.
So what is that? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Maybe go point at that direction just in case, or actually no.
Yeah,
That's
well, I
far
guess I'm
too
gonna be
far.
in the I'm in the way right there. So yeah, and I'll just ready Sacred Flame when I see when one is in range of me. I'll
Gotcha.
pop that.
Okay, good to know. Alrighty, on from there we've got Hope. What would you like to do?
I would like to attack with my longsword.
Are you engaged right now?
Oh,
You
No.
would
Oh,
need
I
to
can't
move
attack.
in order to engage.
Come back here.
oh, okay, yeah.
You,
Come
you
back
could
with
if you'd
us.
like to, or you can go back and fall back with the rest of the people.
Or better, you can go here and hold action. So if anyone's coming into your range, you can.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm going to move here
Okay.
and have a javelin ready.
Javelin at the ready.
Or actually, shit. Would it be better to have my sword and shield where I can roll a d8, or?
Well, javelin.
So the
you can
javelin
throw.
is ranged, so even if they can't quite make it to you, you can still make the attack. With the longsword, you'll do more damage,
Like
but they
what-
need to come right up to you.
Yeah, right when they come in your range here, you can
But
throw
they
it.
can come this way.
Yeah, that's the thing, is they're kind of pinched.
That's the thing is, you saw them. You don't actually know that anything is coming around that corner, but looking up from where you are, you can actually start to see a little bit of shuffling at the top of those stairs. So you could make your decision when you get there, what you wanted to do. You can see the ones that are probably making their way towards you from another direction.
That does not make it any easier.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. Or you could come
Yeah, I
back
think we
over
just all
here and
fall
hold
back.
person and be in the hallway, because I'm going to be moving.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold here. Again, I'm gonna hold with my.
You guys just be ready to
Yeah,
duck.
you guys are leaving
Wait,
us to die.
Oh wait, so she gets half movement if someone's in front of
They,
her, right?
they get
They, sorry.
No, it's forced movement. Is when your movement is halved.
Right.
Yeah, so their movement is not halved. They are able to make their way through you because you're essentially moving out of the way. It's when an enemy creature tries to move through your space, that's when it's forced movement because they're trying to physically move you out of the way.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to have a javelin is one-handed, isn't it?
Javelin is one-handed. It's 1d6 instead of 1d8 for your longsword, but you can throw it. So.
Yeah, and I'm going to have a javelin in each arm
Okay.
ready, and
You would need to drop your shield in order to grab the second javelin. You would only be able to throw one anyways because
Okay.
it doesn't do that, so
Okay.
you'd
Yeah.
be better off keeping your shield.
then I immediately change my mind. And
As I realized, I can't do that.
Yeah.
this is not helpful.
You can't
Throw
do
the
that
shield
on
to the
television.
javelin.
I've got I have my shield, I have my javelin. Can I decide on Divine Smite at a later time?
Yeah, when you hit, you decide if you want to Divine
Okay.
Smite or not.
Then I shall do that, and I am primed.
Okay, so you're holding the javelin ready to go, ready to throw it when a creature comes into view.
Jordy, just out of curiosity, these guys count as humanoids, right?
They count as humanoids.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Alrighty. From Hope's turn, we go to Allura. You are directly in front of one ghoul as another is reaching over, trying to grab at you and claw at you. What would you like to do?
Well. Well, okay, you guys all ran away, and we have no way of getting a leaf out there.
As a
hurt.
rogue and as a non-rogue, one of the things you can do is the oh god.
You can hide, right?
I can
it's not hide.
disengage.
You can disengage.
I can disengage. Now
As
I know
a bonus
that.
action.
I know that, but I'm still I
Elise
still
can
need to
as
get.
well.
It's not a door.
Oh, as a ranger, do you have disengage?
You have the ability to use disengage as a bonus action.
Yep.
Any character can disengage as an action.
But does that get out of a?
It makes it so that
You
if
just
a
run
character
up and there's, like, a
would get
bunch
an
of
attack of
other
opportunity against them, it doesn't happen.
Okay, so we would use that instead of like say falling back
Instead
and then
of-
attacking or something.
Instead of attacking as you
Yeah.
fall back, you would essentially be putting your hands up, like grabbing the arms to move them out of your way. So think of it like Taekwondo versus karate.
Right.
Yeah, good idea.
Hey.
Okay, I am going to.
So you would be able to attack, bonus action disengage, and then move.
Okay.
Oh.
No, and that was my plan, but I also want that to benefit Elif. I
Well, if
don't
you-
want to.
So that's the thing, is it's not really benefiting Elif, but you know that she is able to do the same thing, but just can't attack. So you know that she's able to just dodge out of the way and still be able to run without taking an attack.
Okay. So also, you guys next time try to leave space in between you. Okay. So I'm going to use my rapier to attack.
The other option that
one-
you would have is because you can also dash as an action. If you didn't want to attack, you could disengage, move your 30 feet, dash another 30 feet to just try and get into the room and completely out of everything. But that's kind of up to you to decide.
With the 30 feet, is how many squares is that?
6.
Yeah,
So you'd be able
okay.
to move up to 12 squares total.
Damn.
If you took no attacks, you can move 12 squares and take no damage from enemies guaranteed. Or you can move 6 squares, take no damage, and get an attack in. It's up to you.
How many squares could I move if I just don't want to
Either
leave
6
a
or
leaf
12.
there. 6 or 12.
But Elif will be able to
The
move.
lethal will only
But
be
I'm
able
only
to
gonna
move
be able to
6.
move
You'll only be
here.
able to move to the
Here.
corner right there.
That.
Ugh, that makes me so nervous because my HP is still terrible, and I'm not
So
able
the
to...
thing here, though, that can happen is that Les can force move you,
Okay.
pull you an additional 20 feet, 15 feet away,
Which
so,
is 3
which
squares
is
into the
just
room.
enough to get
Yeah,
you
to
into
get
the
you
room.
Okay, perfect.
And that's what I plan to do. Or you could just.
That's
But
done.
then that's
That's
mystery.
like
That's down a set of stairs to a mystery. It's
that's
up
a
to
whole
you.
new map.
That's
yeah,
the thing,
They
though,
would
is
still be separate.
it's up to you to decide what's worth it, right?
Yeah. I will run to my party because I've learned my lesson about splitting up from the party.
That's right.
Investigating.
Let's go deeper.
Alrighty,
There's
so
a monster
Hope, would you like to, or sorry, Allura, would you like to attack?
That is like.
Or would you like
the,
to
if
just
one's going
get out
towards
of
you,
dodge?
if you had to go somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. But I know that all the chanting is getting louder in this area too, so it could be coming from
We
down
know where
there.
it. We know where it is.
Yeah.
You've got these two.
She doesn't know.
Oh, shit.
I don't know that, but
You know that they
also
ducked up, but
I
that's
want.
I did shout,
Elif
everyone
to get.
come to the main room. Well,
I think so too.
I agree.
Okay.
It's your decision.
I have
Or
a PhD in this.
Yeah.
I have a PhD in killonomics.
And like I don't know her. I don't know that
You don't
how,
know
how low her
anything.
health is. So
Like, you
I
just-
would do that. I would.
Okay. So you double movement.
I think I can get out too.
How do you
Double movement to
think
try and just get into the room as best you
To
can.
try and race trains. It's like
5,
Predator. We
7,
go to
8,
different
9,
planets and beat
10.
the species. Come back.
You can stop wherever you like.
I'm gonna go right here so I can still see people coming
Yeah.
down.
Throw some
Good to know.
daggers.
And do you want to ready anything?
Nothing.
That's my
no,
whole.
that's
That's
your turn.
everything.
Okay.
Is
Get
moving
away with
6.
taking no damage and move 12 squares.
Okay.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Elif, get away with
So
taking no damage.
disengage,
Disengage,
yeah.
yep. And you
And
can
then-
move up to 6 squares.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I? Should I try to
You
like?
can't
okay.
share a square with another creature, so yeah, that's the end of your turn there.
Okay.
Alright, top of the round was Elith. Now we go on to Les. Les, would you like to force movement her into the room?
I sure fucking would.
Alright. Grab her, pull her back. I'll let you move 3 squares in. You can dump her on either side of Leaf, and you'll be on the opposite side of Leaf.
Right there.
Well, party's dead.
So there'll be one there and then one there. Alright, so that is your entire turn, action, and movement just to get to that point to get her inside the room.
Up front now.
Yeah.
But you have
But I do have
the
an 18
action,
armor
and
class.
you do have higher stats.
And I've
so.
got a thing going.
And I can
got it right.
We
Yeah.
probably see
Do we
some
have
stuff from
things-
there and like still
There's
attack from
different
behind
corners.
you as well.
Okay. So, that being your turn, it's now the ghoul's turn. First set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be an attack against Hope, and then another 6 to get down to the end of the hallway there. So, first attack against Hope. That is a 22 to hit.
Holy
Hold
shit.
on, real quick.
Hang
I
on,
ready,
we've got
I
stuff
read an
ready.
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, you did? Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
we've
and
got-
I've ready to
we've got
javelin.
3
And you're ready to
things
javelin. So, as soon as that comes
Whoa!
It just goes.
So it takes one step around the corner.
Vapla!
This is going to be
We'll go-
in order,
yeah,
so it'll go Doctor first.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your attack.
Yeah.
So D20 and plus 6, I think it is.
Way to be prepared, you guys.
8 plus 2 plus 4.
So 14.
Yeah.
14 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Yeah,
10,
yeah, no,
Oh,
10
10,
plus 4.
right. Yeah, but what's the 10? No, that's an 8.
The O.
There we go, I
the
found
O,
it.
Yeah.
I'm so stressed.
Here we go. Here we go.
I am shook.
7 plus 4.
I am.
7 plus 4 is 11.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Good to know.
That's the guy that Les caved in an eyeball with, right?
Yep, caved in an eyeball. So it comes around the corner, and you've got a hand axe sticking out of the right hand side of the face. And then you blow the hand axe out of the side of his face.
Oh, you're like, oh,
as
there's-
half of the face just
Pocket
gets
sand.
carved off. And then he just kind of looks back with like this entire part of his face missing, one eye still reaching out towards you. He is
Oh,
still
hey,
standing.
I've got an eye patch, buddy.
Next
Wait,
up
you do?
is Leaf. Go and make your
Oh.
super
Yeah, so they'll be making.
Yes.
I don't know that.
Oh yeah, Dex save.
Yep.
Right. That is a 15.
Oh.
Yeah, makes a save. Hope, go and make your attack as well.
Yeah,
So just kind of, as the impact of that Eldritch Blast hits against the side of his face and kind of looks back at you, you aim at the same
Thank goodness
space
Master
only to
Trent
realize that there's
tacticians
nothing
get
there,
angry
so the
about.
flame passes straight through.
So,
So you're going to add your strength and your proficiency, so plus 5.
This would've been
11.
bad.
11 just misses, unfortunately. The javelin goes wide and clatters off against the other side, so one of your javelins is there. So this one now does round the corner and is able to make its attack. And then this one is going to have that.
And then Kevin's hand axe is
And
around that guy in his face, right?
it's been blown out of his face by the doctor, so his hand axe
Covered
is
in
on the
cool
ground.
bits.
We'll say that his
Over
hand
here?
axe is in the same square where the javelin is.
Turning on.
Okay.
Good thing I got
That's a
2.
good idea.
Yeah. Alrighty, so that is that. So this is the attack against you. So that was a hit. There's a
They also
22. This is going to be a claw attack against you. Claw attack means...
So I think like having us kind
You're
of
before me,
around
so
and getting them to come further
Okay,
again.
so you
is
take
gonna
6
be
points of
good.
slashing damage from the claws, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
And do I add anything on?
You add your Constitution saving throw bonus.
Yeah, so that would be a 2.
9.
9
No, it's a saving throw is down here.
saving throw.
Yeah.
Are you,
And there's
Yeah,
no proficiency, so
there's no proficiency, so it's still plus 2. So yeah, 9 is unfortunately not enough to make it. So your body freezes up under the effect of the whatever rotting flesh is underneath the nails as they dig into you. You are considered paralyzed for 1 minute, so you can take no actions.
I've got
And how many did I lose? Sorry.
I have it.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, yeah.
you took
We've got it. We've got it.
Okay,
six.
okay,
Six
We'll see.
points.
It might work.
So you're paralyzed right now. At the end of each of your turns,
You know when
after
you
you've
hack
taken
it,
no
when you
actions,
eat
you can
the
attempt to
thing
end the
and they run
paralysis
away.
early.
We're doing that.
Yeah, we've got a plan.
Alrighty, so that is your turn. As the second one comes around the corner, and the same thing is trying to make claws in, but isn't able to reach to you. So you're just kind of frozen in place. Everybody expecting you to move, and you're just there, essentially acting as a shield for the rest of the party for the time being. Alrighty, one step down, Doctor. Now it is your turn again. You've got a new, fresh set of actions. What would you like to do?
Yeah.
And I shout
Yeah,
out,
can
Doctor,
I- Oh.
do your thing.
Can I just quickly?
You have
my armor class.
you have
that warning.
nothing. You are
Okay.
frozen in place. You're
But like
unable
my
to speak.
armor class is defense or anything like that. Did that mean anything or no?
No, it was a 22 versus your armor class.
Oh, yes,
It needs to
which
meet
is
or beat.
Okay. Yeah. Totally beat it.
Yeah. Anytime I roll something over a 20, it's probably going to hit you guys for a while. Yeah, 18 plus 4.
Even if I'm really
I
nice.
told you, I'm using my DM dice, guys. I'm sorry. Kevin knows. These are the ones that I've killed how many characters with?
The one that froze me in place for fucking
7 turns.
Was it 7?
It
Yeah.
was 7 because you went in on the first turn, and you got out on the 9th turn. Oh no, it was 8 turns. Damn.
Okay.
So
I'm
Doctor
gonna throw a hold person on the ghoul in front.
in front. Okay, so that is
Trying to block the hallway.
I think it's a Wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. What's your spell save DC?
Oh boy.
It's 8 plus your charisma plus your
I
proficiency.
think you're the same
So
as
I think
me,
it's
so
14.
8. Yeah.
14. So this is a Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's a plus, that is a 17, unfortunately.
Oh!
Unaffected by the hold person spell.
Oh my god,
as
come
they
on.
begin to freeze in place and then just kind of. And the hand still reaching out forward, trying to claw.
Dude, these boys are mean.
These guys.
These guys.
These guys are freaking guys.
So, coming around the corner here, this one comes around and gets to that corner and sees the pile up.
Really enjoying this Halloween themed one
He,
shot.
however, is going to go ahead and just continue on through, essentially trying to get this guy. Seeing that many people in place is going to change his mind. So he's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He's going to go back to where he was at this point.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
You know
So,
what
yeah.
Alrighty, after the second set of ghouls, Leaf, it is your turn
Yeah,
again.
so I'm gonna cast or use Channel Divinity Turn Undead.
Okay.
So.
Fuck yes.
So yeah.
That was the nerdiest laugh
So,
I think I've ever had.
Constitution saving throw.
Wow.
He's gonna channel the undead.
Oh, he's gonna do stuff.
Wisdom save.
Sure, yeah, so
You guys.
Okay.
Wow.
And yeah, it's up to a 14. So we'll see.
14.
Can't
So the
believe you
first one
almost-
is a 4. So
Yes!
So that's one.
Second one is a 13.
Okay, so that's 2.
Saved your life.
14.
You really did.
So that one.
So
So
the
those
last
are
one in the
big
row
Okay,
saves,
that one saves?
but the other two do
Okay.
not. So read off Channel Divinity for us.
Okay, yeah, so as an action you present your holy symbol, speak the each undead that you hear, that you see or hear within 30 feet must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, it's turn for 1 minute until it takes I'll get to what we wanted. Turn creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can and can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can only use dash attack or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can use the dodge action. So it's just they're
It's
running.
literally just running away from you guys as best they can.
But
So
they
those
can't
two
really.
are turned,
And also-
but they cannot begin to move yet.
Oh,
They haven't
sorry.
had their turn yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're currently just like looking, and then immediately start to turn and run, facing the opposite
Could also be
direction.
holding up the holy symbol.
Yeah, essentially just
shouting it.
blazing
Yeah.
light at this point.
Can
For
you
them.
please act it out?
Oh yeah, so he's holding up a holy
Yes.
symbol of a. It's like a kind of. It's sort of a. It's like a necklace with several rocks that kind of shape like a waterfall. There's some kind of twigs intertwined into it, and it's glowing blue and
Kush
green.
god.
Yeah. And I'm just praying out to the green goddess.
Ooh.
Yes. That's my kind of woman.
So like,
Moana.
yeah, thank you. That's exactly what. Nefiti?
Just-
Tefiti.
in this-
Tefiti.
No,
That's what it's
it's just Moana because it's Moana.
No, she's not a green
I know.
mountain.
So yeah, so I got the thing, and I'm like praying out to Eldath.
To Elda.
Yes.
Alrighty, so as those two turn away and just kind of and begin to scream, making their way down those corridors, the one is still trying to approach and is essentially shoving them out of the way, trying to get closer to you. But that
Oh,
is-
and I'm gonna. Should I move back a bit?
Up to you.
Yeah, I
Okay,
would
yeah.
recommend you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So what? Like, so that one.
you can go
Wherever
basically
you're still
anywhere in the
If
room.
you have any ranged,
Okay,
It's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
hold-
I'm gonna.
hold your
I'm gonna
action.
hold back there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be back there. Okay.
Hope it is. Oh, you have. Do you have a bonus action if there's anything? But I don't think you have
yeah,
Fury
no,
Word, right?
yeah.
do you have any ranged attacks?
Alrighty.
Not that I've used. No.
So Hope, it is your turn. You are paralyzed for your turn, so you can take no actions. But at the end of your turn, you can make another Constitution saving throw. So roll the d20 and add your Constitution saving throw bonus.
16.
16 is enough. So the paralyzation does end. Starting on your next turn, you're able to act normally. As the whatever that necrosis that impacted against your shoulder was has started to abate slightly, and you're able to take control of your body again. Alrighty, on from there, we've got Allura. What would you like to do?
I'm going to take a shot at the one that's furthest away.
The one that's furthest away.
Why don't
How
you attack
far-
the guy in front?
Very
'Cause
far
he's the
back.
most
He's
damaged.
injured, yeah.
He's
So the one
injured?
in
Yeah.
front is heavily injured. Half
Yeah.
of his face
Oh,
has
okay.
been blown
Okay,
off.
I'll
He's
do that
looking
then.
pretty hurt. Okay, so go ahead and make your attack. Heavy crossbow or
Heavy crossbow, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And is it at advantage because he's frightened?
it is not. Yeah, frightened is just
Okay.
that he can't willingly move closer and has to go away. But it is sneak attack because he is engaged with an ally.
Oh.
Oh, okay. So, my D20 plus
Dex
anything?
plus 2.
17?
Oh.
16 hits.
Okay.
So you're gonna roll 1d8 plus 2d6 plus
Down for
dex.
this.
I need
Heck
a
yeah.
D6. So 1d8 plus 2d6 plus
dex.
Oh!
Yeah.
plus my dex.
And
That's right. I
it to
have
the
it.
wall.
You can also hide in stealth and do so much damage. Oh!
Is it all ones?
It's a lot of damage that should have gone to a more healthy character.
See?
Does it go
But the sneak attack wouldn't go
Yeah, it
to
wouldn't
another
work,
character.
because he wasn't engaged.
Only
with
the
him.
D8
That's
would
true,
go.
yeah.
So math.
She just fucking rocked.
Just tell me numbers.
7, 6, and 5.
Nice.
Wow.
18.
That guy just exploded.
Plus your dex.
Yeah.
Oh,
20.
3.
Oh,
so.
shit.
21.
Wow.
So 21 points of damage as you pull
I love being a rogue!
pull the bow back and just kind of like feel the hatred of
Being
you,
possessed.
of
Being possessed.
you being possessed, and then your allies being knocked unconscious. One of them almost dying.
Dying.
You just pull back
This is
just
for you.
a
Yes,
little bit
really.
further. Aim
Thank
that
you.
crossbow right down, and then just pull the trigger. And it's the
Fuck
slow
these
mo Ronin shot on at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, where just
Yeah.
as the single bolt gets released out, weaving through all of your allies, pinning straight
Off
through
the
the
wall.
chest.
Ping, pong.
And yeah, actually, it would ricochet off one of the walls and impact against the side and push him so hard into the side of the wall that his body would just be slumped there. So the first one has expired. You can go ahead and pull that character
Making
off.
some progress here.
Nicely done.
That's a
I
start.
killed
You
the
did it!
thing!
You did.
You did.
Second blood.
Alrighty. First one is down.
I guess fourth blood.
Alrighty. On from Allura, we have Elith.
Okay.
Proper line of sight, whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah. I mean, I think I can see around the corner to get that guy from
To
where
get that
I am.
guy, yeah,
yeah.
you'll be fine.
So I have a question. I
Yes.
have that silver-plated knife that I stole from the kitchen.
Shorts. Oh, yeah, silver plated knife.
Yeah,
You
but I
also
could
have the short
possibly.
sword.
I know, but I want to keep range. Should I want
Oh.
to engage in melee?
So knife isn't like a throwing
thrower,
knife.
no.
It wouldn't really do the same thing. It would be an improvised weapon,
Yeah.
which would deal 1 plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay, so it wouldn't really be helpful even with the silver edge at all.
Not particularly.
Okay.
Silver,
I can't believe
just
it's
kind of
not
offhand,
dead.
silver is good, but it's more so there are certain enemies that are resistant to non-silvered weapons, whereas with this, these guys appear to just be
They're
taking
fine.
normal
Okay,
damage.
then I'm just gonna fire my longbow.
Go for it.
Just
Make
like
a shot.
hate in my eyes, just staring at this awful creature.
Go for it.
16.
16 hits. Roll
Wait,
damage.
18 with my proficiency.
With your proficiency, yeah.
Okay.
So roll 1d8 plus
Yeah.
dex.
Okay.
This will be the second guy.
One thing at a turn. Do undead have any? Does sight matter to undead?
You're not sure?
8.
8?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 8 points of damage. Nice
Is
to
that
know.
into the first guy?
The
So that's-
second.
So now it's
It killed
the
the
first
first
one's
guy.
fallen, the second
Yeah,
one is starting to take damage. So pull your bow back and just kind of draw it back a little bit further. That little bit of burning pain in your shoulder still. You just kind of release the arrow and it impacts against the same shoulder on this creature, spinning him sideways.
Okay.
Is still running, but now a nice arrow sticking out of the side of his shoulder.
And then I'm just gonna pull back a little bit. I have 2, right? I can attack and then move, or
Yeah, you've got attack and then you can move up to 6 squares.
okay. Or could I use that other thing to remember? You know what? I'm getting out of the way. Sorry, guys. I'm just.
No, you're.
No worries.
It's the right.
You've had a hard day.
I've had a really hard day, you guys.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
got
that
possessed
song.
and then I died.
Yo, is Hunter's Mark a thing?
It is, but I didn't. I used my
It could be,
spells.
but it's a spell as a bonus
Oh,
action,
okay.
so and you've already
But
used one,
I-
so
I used both of them in our last session, and I haven't had a long rest since then.
what's your wisdom modifier?
Plus
+2 or +3?
3.
3, so you have 1 left.
Oh, I do.
Because yeah, I
Okay.
think your number of spell slots, as far as I'm aware, is equal to your wisdom.
I can look that
modifier.
up. I can look that up.
Yeah, if you look that one up.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
Okay, so we had Elif. Les, you're up next.
Les, you're up.
What would you like to do?
Yeah,
All
So
right.
you got clear line of sight of one running
Get it,
away
big
and
boy.
one still trying to get through the other ghoul to come closer to
So I don't think anyone here has realized what the Triton race was meant to do, and that's protect all other races. So I'm gonna
Oh.
reach up to Hope,
Isn't he back?
and can I like grab her and put her behind me?
It'd be-
Them, sorry, can I
it'd be
put
forced-
them behind
It'd
me?
be
Or
forced
you
But
can
and
that
move
would
her.
be that would be your action.
Yeah.
It'd be
wouldn't
forced
be able to
movement
attack.
and your action. You can just move through their space.
Can I
You can move through their
move
space.
past them
Yes.
in front of them?
Yes, you can move
Yep.
through their space freely.
I'm
Because
going
they're an
to
ally.
do that,
Okay.
and then look back to them and say, your fight is done. Get out of here." And I urge them to leave,
gotta do
Yeah.
and I cast Fog Cloud,
Okay.
which is one of my Triton abilities.
Wait, sorry, a fog cloud?
Yeah.
Fog cloud.
What?
I
So-
basically engulf. Imagine a really high dense fog has engulfed the hallways,
Hang on a second.
so that you can't see us.
Hang
and
on.
That's
I
it.
gotta see fog cloud. Wait a second here. 20 foot
Fart.
radius. Okay, so
I don't fart.
What's he doing?
first off,
Like a jellyfish,
you
just
create
like-
a 20-foot
Sorry,
radius
guys, I had
sphere
you
of
outlined.
fog in a spot within 120 feet of yourself. So you don't actually need to stand in front and then put it there. You can just put it there.
But I want to also be in front of them so
The
that
sphere
I
spreads
can
around
protect.
corners. Its area is heavily obscured. Lasts for up to an hour.
Wow.
So essentially, it is any creature. So creatures.
I would assume in like the condensed.
So it's
area.
heavily obscured.
Yeah.
They can still see, but they can only see 10 feet in front of themselves.
Right.
That could nerf our range weapons.
Yeah. You guys can't see into the fog.
No, but that's the thing. I'm protecting my friends,
Oh, sweet.
casting
That's
fog
awesome.
cloud.
I understand.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
As my first step.
That's your action.
Okay, that's
and
step
your
one.
movement to get halfway there, or your half of your movement to get there. So now you've got your bonus action left.
I drop the shield and use the Triton with 2 hands.
It's your bonus action. You can't attack with your bonus action. You can either do fog cloud or attack.
Right.
Maybe attack because that guy running away. And we
And
can
he's been
support
hit.
him from the back.
And it's at disadvantage because he's turned.
That's right. So I'm gonna attack.
Instead of fog cloud.
There is
There's
now
fog
no fog cloud.
He looks and kind of begins to conjure the fog in his hand, and then just goes,
Oh, Tom.
and then one hand,
It's stabbing.
one hand attacks with the.
Are you doing one hand or are you dropping it and going?
So the whole thing here is
Oh.
dual wield is you deal 1d6 plus 2. So
Right, right,
three to 8 points of damage. Two-handed is
So
1.
moving in fog cloud would be like moving an attack.
Correct. So it's either move and fog cloud or move and attack.
Sorry, it just
Yeah.
didn't move very well. That's okay.
What's he doing?
Watch out, guys. I had beans. I like that Les has just become, to me at very least, Jason Statham.
Oh my god.
It's like, oh man, what is it?
He's a Jason Statham character.
Jason Statham, if they Jason Statham.
My
if
idea
they
for doing
cast him
fog
as,
cloud would be
So
That
fog cloud is designed to obscure a specific area.
Yeah.
It would do that, but the creatures are within 10 feet of you, so they can see you even through the fog cloud.
I don't care to see me. I just want them to see the party.
That's fine. If you were to do that, fog cloud would mean that they can't see the party, and they can only see 10 feet in front of them, which is currently just you.
So it wouldn't.
But we couldn't see into the fog.
You wouldn't. You also would
Yeah,
not
we
be able to see
can't.
into the fog.
We also can't.
the
So then
thing.
we can't shoot at them. We can't do
That's
anything.
right. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to attack.
Okay.
I tried to be really heroic and do a cool thing. It didn't
Yeah.
work.
Oh,
If-
it was really
There
sweet.
will,
If-
there
if
will
there
be a
was-
scenario where that'll work.
If there was a
Always
space,
is not where that is.
if there was a space in
Yes.
between, it would have been cool.
The,
but-
the fog cloud would be more so used just as my take on things
Obstruction.
is rather than you using it to obscure the things you're trying to hit, it's you using it to obscure yourselves from things trying to hit you. Because then
Right.
inside the fog, they can't see you. They're blind firing. So
right.
you basically have
disadvantage.
you
maybe.
basically have them +5 to your AC for anything that's shooting into that because they have no idea where you are.
All right. So
Yeah. So
It was a
for
good-
this, though,
it was a good try.
It's a good thought. You just had it the other way around.
yeah. So we are just going to straight take the Triton with a shield and
Make
use
your attack.
those Triton skills.
Go for it. Go ahead and make your
Nice.
attack.
Scores.
So an 11 plus 5, that's 16.
Go
Go
for it.
for it. Hey, help
So
us
that
out.
is your damage. So go ahead and roll 1d6, add your strength, and add 2.
Come on, big money.
All muscle.
That is 3 plus 5.
I'm happy I
3
didn't
plus
die
5, that's
too.
8 points of damage. Nicely done. Alrighty, still standing, but the trident spear is shoved straight through its body. The 3 prongs actually going right out the other side, and you kind of rip back and pull out some very rotted black entrails stuck to the end of your.
I'm gonna stab him right through, twist it a bit, pull out the guts, and fly out, and then back into like an attack repose.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alrighty, nicely done. Next up are the northern ghouls. Now, this one here,
that's my team.
currently afraid, is forced to run away.
Yeah!
You get your attack of opportunity. Go ahead and make another attack.
There we go.
Kill him.
D20 plus 5.
That's a 5.
10.
Plus.
Strength plus 2.
Alright, so that's 10.
10 unfortunately does not hit. So you kind of reaching in, trying to get it around the corner as it's making its way around. Just aren't quite able to get there, but you've still got another one in front of you, so you reel back again. You've got your shield up for that attack. So you are ready to go, but he has started to move away. The only action he can take is to move as far away as possible, so he's going to go back into his hole.
Get back in your hole.
Little shit.
That's why we have the best race in
Next up is the doctor.
Eldritch Blast on the one.
Go for it. So the last one's starting to slowly make his way into that room, trying to come in at you guys.
17 plus... What? It's plus the thing.
Charisma plus 2.
Right. So, oh boy. So, 4 plus 2 plus 17.
23. That hits. Go and roll your damage.
Shit,
1d10 plus 4.
Oh, that's still a 20. There you go, friend.
You thought we were gonna get through.
Oh, that's not as good as I thought. That's still a 4.
So
Wait,
I rolled a... Oh no, I rolled a 10. Oh shit.
it's a 0.
Okay.
Yeah, so 10.
So 14.
14 points.
Yes.
Nicely done. So
Explode, you
there
motherfucker.
takes a buttload of damage as the impact rocks through and actually carves a circular hole directly through the abdomen of the creature and splatters some of the blood and guts against the back wall. But it still is
It's
moving
still moving?
forward.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still up.
Heck.
It's hurt as hell, but it is still moving.
Okay.
Alright, at this point, it is those ghouls. This one, well, not affected, is going to go ahead and make...
Bring it, you motherfucker!
He's going to go in here.
That's what I
This
heard
guy-
the doctor say earlier.
That's my guy. Good work, old
6.
friend.
He's going to
You're
go over
learning
there.
human
There's going to be...
customs.
Kevin, there's going to be 2 attacks against less. So the first one is going to go ahead and be a bite attack. Actually, no. First one is going to be a claw attack.
Oh, the music's done?
Nope.
No, it's fine.
Just restarts. Claw attack, that is a 20.
Oof.
Oh no.
So claw attack here,
Where's the pencil?
that is...
What's up here?
Holy crap.
Would you stop, Jordy? With your DM dice.
That's
Guys, I'm starting to miss trials.
15 points of slashing damage.
I wanna test these dice.
See them.
That's 4.
Now I'm gonna
that's
salt water
So
test
it's
them.
Leaving you with
4
anything?
hit points left.
Oh yeah, okay.
So
He's still
15
standing.
points. I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw to try and resist the paralysis.
It's an 8 plus 5.
For con saves,
13.
13?
is it plus 5 for your Constitution saving throw?
If you
It's
got...
plus 4.
Top left.
You also
Constitution
got...
saving
Yeah,
throw.
there you go.
Plus
Plus
4.
4. 12. You are able to resist the
Yeah.
paralysis.
Oh, thank God.
So that's the first attack. The second attack is going to be a bite attack.
Oh, shit.
Getting sick.
Fuck's sakes.
We just need to raise
That's
the
a
tab.
10.
Oh!
That's a 6 plus 4.
So we need to put these fuckers
Second
down.
attack does not hit as the jaws snap shut. You start to feel the paralysis hit you, and the jaws are going to bite that one shoulder that's freezing as you instinctively just shove your shoulder back out of the way. And the jaws snap shut. As you now have 2 of these creatures directly in front of you, engaging you. That is their turn. Leaf, you're up.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
I just
You got anything
aroused.
ranged?
Yeah, I do.
I don't blame you.
We're gonna work it now after this. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna hit a few things.
I love your abilities with the piano.
I'm like,
Honestly,
feel like
You have been,
Yeah.
Jordy, you have been rolling like fucking
Damn it, that's so much.
Yeah.
so well.
That's so much for me.
Like, kudos to you.
Or no, it's
Brent.
around the corner.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, I'm just gonna hit him with this.
You've been-
Yeah, do that.
Okay,
You've
yeah.
been doing.
They've got +4 to hit,
So-
which is not much. It's less than you guys.
No, but you've been critting like crazy.
Well, it's because they had 2 advantage attacks against you guys,
yeah.
right? And then the one swarm of centipedes in the other
We
room.
lost that one,
That
too.
swarm is the risky one. We lost this one again.
And we got it. We won.
Yeah.
Why
I'm
did you
gonna.
I don't know.
That's it.
What's the pattern for it? Is it Z or
It's the same one as yours. Hold on.
Okay.
Like I'm pregnant.
Oh my god! It's because there was a software update, so it prioritized the software update.
Sorry guys, there's a software update, so one camera.
Do we
Can't
want
look at
to?
me.
Okay, I'm just doing Sacred Flame on this guy, so that'll be
You're out,
14
Dex
dex
save?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 7.
Oh!
Cool. So
Yeah.
So yeah, you go and roll
Melt
damage on that.
him.
One.
Face!
That's a 7 to.
Oh!
7 points of damage.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
it's radiant. I don't know if that changes anything.
You're hitting the one that's right at the bottom of the
Right
stairs. Yeah. It is radiant damage.
Yeah.
Oh!
That changes anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh.
Fair enough.
So, Sacred Flame burning away the majority of the face, but just one eye remains,
God damn it.
and a single arm remains with the
Jesus.
jaw hanging loosely.
It is
on.
venom.
It is on 1 hit point.
Spooky.
Oh.
All right, someone sneeze at it. I'll take it.
All right, Leaf, that was your turn. Hope,
Yeah.
you are now standing behind this Triton ally of yours. What would you like to do?
I think
Poke.
javelin.
Okay.
Javelin? Alrighty, so throwing it right
Oh,
past.
can I do a long
poke him?
sword poke? Actually, no.
There isn't really a way to do
Short
that.
sword poke.
I'm picturing the jump splits goes through the
My,
camp.
my long sword's very long.
I bet.
My longsword has reach.
Oh, we are a few
No,
vodka
so yeah, you can
sodas
go ahead
in.
and throw a javelin though if you'd like to do that. So roll a d20, add
C2
your
is
strength
pretty
and
good.
your proficiency.
D&D.
19.
19
Oh!
hits. So with 1 hit point remaining, the javelin impacts against the single eyeball and blows it out the back of the skull. Body and head falling limp and lifeless to the ground. You can go ahead and remove that body. Nicely done.
Fuck that fucking thing.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
Last
I
in the
need to be
order.
more delicate.
Allura. You got 1 remaining that you can just...
Can I see him?
I'm going to say that he's got half cover, so he's going to have +2 to his AC, but you would be able to just barely shoot him.
If I move, will that?
It's still there because it'd actually be worse because you're going from shooting at an angle where you've got a little bit of open to kind of closing off
Less.
a little bit
Okay.
of angle. Yeah.
Okay.
But you would just barely be able to hit him if you try.
What if I moved right here? Would that be better?
It's all the same.
Okay.
Yeah, he's kind of around 2 corners, so you're
Okay.
threading the needle. The only thing would be is if you can go right next to him, then you'd be able to hit him directly if you'd like. Hi, Rogue.
No. Because he's still engaged with Kev, right?
He is, yeah. So
Okay.
you would get sneak attack from where you are. So as long as you hit, you're going to deal a
Okay.
buttload of damage.
Okay.
Fell
So
into
roll
it.
your attack. Add Dex and 2.
Believe in you.
That's,
Was that a mistake? Believe me, it was a mistake.
no, that's good. That's good.
24.
Oh!
That'll hit. Even with the buffed
Um,
AC of 14. So yeah, go and roll your damage. So you get 1d8 for the crossbow, plus 2d6. I think it's 2d6. Let me just
I guess
double check.
It's my. It's up. It's the same as my level, right?
I think that might
Oh, sorry,
have been
no,
the
it's
most
actually only
of the
1d6. It goes
Can
up
we leave?
every
Was it singular?
second level. You get 1 extra die.
Oh, okay, okay.
So 1d8 plus 1d6 plus your dex.
8 plus 1
d6
d6.
plus 6.
We're hitting like. When you're getting caught up on the mini boss.
8.
8 points. Alrighty. Good to know. 8 seems to be the number of the night. Most people are dealing 8 points of damage. Alrighty. So that is Allura's turn. Top of the round, a Leaf. As an arrow streaks, or a bolt streaks past your shoulder and impacts against one of the shoulders that is catching it off angle. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I think I can see him from here, too.
You guys have the same angle, so
Yeah.
you'd be able to make the same shot.
Okay, I'm gonna attack it with my
Go for it.
longbow. That might not hit, yeah.
It's 12.
No, it's 8.
8 total?
Yeah.
8 unfortunately. So the bolt going through, you kind of finding the same angle and just shoot your shot, and it just barely impacts, and the bolt hitting the shoulder, kind of spinning out of the way, and ends up impacting against the back wall. Unfortunately, no
And
impact.
then, okay, can I use my movement action instead of moving to recall facts about these creatures with my...
I'll say as a bonus action, it's been long enough now, you can do a little bit. Go ahead and make an intelligence check at advantage.
Okay.
Or history check, sorry, at advantage.
History check. That's not gonna get me where...
Roll it
At
again.
advantage.
Roll a second one.
10.
10. They don't. You remember that they don't really have any weaknesses per se, but they are immune to a lot of conditions that humans and elves and other living creatures would be affected by. Things like charms, being poisoned, being paralyzed. Don't seem to affect any of these creatures.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I think that's too relevant for us anyway, because none of us are really doing that kind of stuff. But don't try to charm them.
Yeah.
They're just
I
dead
tried to hold
creatures.
one.
They're just dead.
alrighty. So that is your turn. Up
Yeah.
from there, we've got Les. What would you like to do?
Savvy.
My ready position here.
Yep.
I'm going to just go for another attack.
Go for it.
Stare at the ghoul in the face and say, I'm Les Paul of the Triton race. And as long as the moon pulls the tides, I will stab at thee.
Please don't do a natural one.
That's a 12 plus 5.
Oh.
17 does hit. Go and roll your damage. So 1d6 plus 5.
Put him down.
It's a 4 plus 5.
9 points. Alrighty. Getting them nice and low. Same thing here. Trident impacting against, ripping it through, and then twisting and pulling back a series of entrails. Now the end of your trident almost stuffed with these bloody, rotting
Gross.
entrails from inside these creatures. The smell is horrific, but you're reveling on the chance at killing something again. On from your turn, we've got the first set of ghouls, which are eliminated. We have the Doctor.
Can I catch him from around the corner?
From where you are currently, you'd need to move closer.
Okay. I don't mind doing that. Let's move me a little bit closer.
Yeah,
I can zap at him.
Yeah, you need to go right about there, and you'd be able to just
Starting to
barely
feel
get one.
ourselves.
But he'd still have a little bit of cover just because
That's
he's a
okay.
little further away. So go ahead and make your attack.
Eldritch Blast.
Yep. So plus 6.
Bank shot.
So that is 22.
22 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
The bank shot hits. Oh my god.
This is a zap.
1d10 plus 4.
We've all been watching a lot of Daredevil.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. And with that, the final Eldritch
Is
Blast
that it?
erupts out of your hand,
You got this guy.
impacts against this, and then blows off the majority of the right-hand side. Anything that you can see, you essentially just create a Goku beam and just cut that entire half of his body. One leg disappears, and the body falls over and just bleeds out onto the ground.
And I'm also going to siphon his hit points.
Oh, we got some
You also
spirit
gain
bomb.
your temporary hit points for that, so you get 6 temporary hit points.
You're just ripped, you're just dead.
Fuck
Nicely
you.
done. And that one goes away.
But we still
And
got
with
this
that-
motherfucker hiding.
Yeah, is that guy still around or is he done?
Okay, hold on.
He is scared and hiding for a substantial amount of time. You guys don't know where he is.
Remember this face. Remember
Is he
this
yelling it?
fucking gilly face.
This is the first time he goes there, he's like, oh fuck.
Like
Ugh.
from Jurassic Park, when Spencer is like,
Yeah, that's what happens when I get mad. Like, oh yeah, hey.
All right.
Oh, that's
you want
so
a stick?
funny.
You want a stick? Get the stick. Get
Yeah.
the stick.
Guys, we survived.
I hate Newman.
Just
The
barely.
worst.
Just
So
barely.
after
barely.
having just barely finished a short rest, most of you seem to be hurting again a lot. So,
Is everybody okay?
I'm better than okay,
Depends
old
on your
friend. I'm alive.
definition of okay.
So the one thing here is you do recognize that this one freaking thing is the same one that attacked everyone the same amount of time. At the beginning, it was the one that came out of the hallway and hit you. At the second time, it was the one out of the hallway and hit you. You've
my
now
God.
scared him back into his
We've got
hole.
the arch
You know
nemesis.
where the hole is. You just know that he's scared.
Let's
He's
light
there.
that hole on fire.
So, Elith, what did you see before?
There could be more than
Like, tell us
It
what
wasn't
happened.
much.
those are just the ones that came
I
Sure.
went around the corner and took a
There's a
step,
hole.
and I saw the skeletal hand come out of the wall. And then
Where
I
did
saw
it
its
come out of
face.
the wall? Did you see just the one hand?
I just saw one hand, one face,
the exact same thing.
and then I was paralyzed, and then I don't remember anything until I woke up and this was over me.
Would Elith recognize which ghoul was the one that attacked her?
She would. And the one that attacked you is the first one that
Yeah.
died at the bottom of the staircase
Yeah.
there. The second
So the one that attacked her. So this wouldn't be here.
So
Where
no,
was
sorry,
this one?
it would be here.
Okay. Thank you.
Elith, what was in the other rooms?
This room is connected. They adjoin, and there's a big table. I don't think there was anything in that large room, but I didn't take a very close look. And then around the corner to the north, there's another set of stairs going down.
Should we clear that table room?
We also, we need, we lost some
Pick up
weapons
that
up
things.
Yeah,
the...
pick up all our garbage.
I mean, we may also want to,
We may want to
Stay
rest
together?
real quick.
or
Take
yeah.
a quick short
There's
rest.
Oh,
a-
Jordy, I don't like that fucking look you just gave us.
No, what? Nothing. I didn't do anything.
Shut the... God damn it. We need to rest. We need to rest now.
We need a rest.
We need to all rest and get all our things
Well-
back up.
Oh, that's metagaming.
You were possessed. I never
No, we
trusted
should
you.
rest.
Yeah.
We should rest, yeah.
You
But
vote for a long
we
rest
rest-
versus a short rest.
So the whole
I
thing
think
here
it's-
is you guys are not allowed to take a long rest until at least 12 hours have expired from your last long rest.
Yeah.
this
So
is a
you-
short rest.
You short rest you can take.
We're just
The
getting
long
our
rest,
usual
actual
shit.
sleep,
Yeah.
that you need to wait at least 12 hours, and you're only halfway through the
I need to rest this time because I need that. I'm gonna need that extra
Yeah.
fucking action surge. And
I would like the short rest so I can get my whole person back.
Okay. Kevin, do you get second wind?
Yeah, I sure do.
So the
So
other thing
you can use
is,
second wind before you rest because
like,
you also get it back on a short rest.
were those ghouls?
Rather than having to use your hit dice.
Should we
Right.
kill that
Okay.
last one?
We
before
absolutely should.
I'll do that.
Well,
But we should kill
my
it.
question is, are those ghouls like a
Guardians?
yeah, like if we kill them over time, do they just replenish? Like if we wait and rest, if we've killed them, do
Yeah.
they come back?
Oh, and the symbiote.
Do they like
comes back.
I don't think that they can.
So
Do I know
taking,
if they can
taking
resurrect?
some time now,
Yeah.
really thinking about it, knowing this, you do know that these are not the kind of creatures that do that. These ones do not regenerate. They just are essentially the definition of undead.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So
We rest.
Yeah, let's find a
Rest.
chamber to go
And
and.
just lock
Why
it.
don't
I
we
can,
just
and when
hang out
if
in
we
this
try to
room?
go back down the hallway again, and we can be ready for that last one, I can tell you where it came out of the wall before. I imagine
yeah,
if we.
you and Les both know which
Yes.
which panel it came out of because you recognize the ghoul and you recognize the ones that are dead.
So we know that he
You
came
know
out of
that
this
that's
one?
where it is. That
Yeah.
that's where its hidey hole is. You don't know it's there because
Yeah.
all you saw is it left. But you know,
It's an
general
educated guess.
assumption that it's a
Can you
pretty good guess it'll
sense
be there.
evil? You can
But
sense-
she has to, or sorry, they have to be able to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But we should go into a chamber, like somewhere where
Right.
we can be protected.
Yeah, these guys.
Back into the treasure. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Are we agreed?
Is
Just
there
go
a
back to
door
the
there
box.
that we can barricade though? That's my question.
They were rooms. Were they not rooms?
Those are rooms with straw. They're moldy, but they're straw mattresses. They're actual like little
With the
beds.
doors?
Not with doors. They're just open.
Just
I think
open.
we should go to a
open
room
rooms.
with a door
We'd
so we.
have to go back
So
to
let's double back into one of these guys so we can check out the antechamber or the table room once we're feeling better. Because we got to pick up our stuff anyway.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
Can we do that?
Les, I'm going to make the assumption here you pick up your hand axe.
Yes.
Okay. Also, for any characters
And
that
Hope.
that shoot ammunition, and Hope as well, you pick up your 2 javelins.
Can we pick up our bolts?
You
And
can pick
Yeah.
up to half, rounded down, of the number of that you shot. So in your case, you fired 2, so you can pick up 1 bolt.
Okay.
So
No, I
Got to
threw
keep
one.
track
you only
of
threw 1, but a
that.
hand axe doesn't count. It's not ammunition.
Right.
What about javelins?
Javelins, same thing. They don't count because they're not ammunition. They're actual weapons.
We did it.
Yeah.
We did
I
it,
actually
old
haven't been
friends.
tracking my
Oh,
arrows.
quit
I'm gonna
calling
be
me
really
old.
real. Just be
It's
really
okay.
honest
I'm
with
gonna say
that.
just in total,
Yeah.
you've marked off 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going to rest
How,
first.
I know,
I
we're
have
gonna
one
rest
quiver.
and
How many
get our
would that
shit
have been?
back up.
20? Okay.
So you be down to
Now
6.
that we have attacked you.
Got it. Good job. Good job.
Okay.
Man, at least I
Thank
really
you
thought
for
we
saving
lost
my
you
life.
there. That was-
You're
You
welcome.
didn't have to use that potion, but I thank
So we're
you for
retreating
doing
back
so.
to these rooms to rest.
Yeah, and we've taken.
It was
We've
worth
collected
it.
our
That was a
stuff.
tough
Yeah.
one.
Man, I'm aware that was.
That
All
was
life
rough.
is precious except. to be
I was
undead.
like,
That's-
fuck no!
we couldn't agree more.
Disadvantage! Yeah.
If I didn't remember that I had that potion, this would have.
Yeah,
So we,
and that's something that I remember. We had that conversation that you had been around for so long, and this new character had been around for so long that you were going to have a couple of things that you would otherwise not have,
Yeah.
and a potion was one of
Yeah,
those.
that's fucking
A single potion.
So we're gonna go.
Yeah.
And the fact that you rolled
We're
over
gonna go into our
20,
previous
which is
resting
that,
room.
like
Yeah.
with
Guys
that
have
because
been
you're
done.
unconscious already, you don't act on the initiative order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Oh
So
my
which
gosh.
room are we resting with, guys?
I think we should go to the same one we were in
Yeah, same
before.
one.
By the skin
It's
of
the
it.
least
Back.
haunted.
Okay, so we're gonna go into the
Do
not so
we-
haunted room.
Okay.
Did Elise, did Are we going through here this way, or are we going back the way we know?
I've looked into this room, but I haven't explored it, so I think the safest way is to double
We're gonna
back the way we
go
came.
Okay.
the way we all are safe and know what's not
Alrighty.
trapped.
Anybody who has lost hit points, you are of course allowed to use your hit dice here if you would like. So roll your die, add your Constitution modifier, and regain that many hit points.
But when I lose my temporaries, yeah? Or is it on a long rest?
Temporaries are lost on a long rest, I believe.
Okay.
I'll double check. It might be shorter or long, I'm not sure. If you choose not to rest, you can keep them.
Okay, I'm not resting. I'm fine.
So-
I need to rest.
I'm just
I
hanging
need
out.
my
Yeah,
action.
because you didn't
set
take any
back.
damage, right?
I did not.
Yeah, so yeah, you just have your extra 6 hit points. You're mulling around. We'll say you're keeping watch,
Yep.
actively doing things, so you
Oh,
maintain
I was
your
just
hit points.
practicing.
I would like to. I'm fine. I don't need a rest.
Okay.
I would like to.
Yeah, I only
Go
regained
off on your own.
yeah. I want to go explore. No, I just kind of want to be a little bit off, kind of in a
Seems like
corner,
this
and I want to
Yeah.
pull out that necklace. and
One
start
natural
examining it.
one.
Sure.
Natural one, I know. I got
Given your
natural two. Not a
background,
big
I'll
help.
go ahead and let you make an Arcana check at disadvantage. But I'll let
So
you
it's
make an Arcana
magical.
check.
I'm weak in the nose.
Maybe it's time for a doctor's touch.
You know what they say.
Actually, yeah, I'll be like,
Rent.
hey, Doc, like,
Yes.
come over
Rent
and
beer.
let's look at
So
this necklace.
you look at it first, and you'll see
Okay.
that you're kind of looking at it. This is to determine if it's worth getting a second opinion at disadvantage.
Is this the necklace that we found
Yeah.
earlier? Okay, yeah.
One extra.
6.
I had such a heroic
It's a very, very
vision.
nice necklace.
vision
It's,
of me going in front of you, being like,
I'll
step
let
back,
you make
I got this.
a history check,
and then just
now
like,
at advantage because you got a
Your
proper
time
time to
will
look at
come.
it.
and then I come out of the fog and everyone's dead. That's what I hope is gonna happen. Cool guys don't look at explosions.
History, you said?
History, yeah.
14.
14? Okay, so it's worth in the realm of 750 gold pieces. It's very expensive. You're not thinking there's anything magical. You're not fully trained in magic, but like the things that you've come to know given your background to look for, like warding runes and healing runes, things like that, none of those appear to be on
Okay.
here. So it is just a very fine necklace
Okay.
as far as you're aware.
Okay, and then I'll do the same thing with the eye patch.
Sure. So the eye patch, looking at it, go ahead and make an Arcana check at disadvantage.
We're hitting our antique roadshow right now.
It's gonna. I can't roll less than that. 2.
2. Yeah, you're pretty sure this one is not magical. Looking around it, like there doesn't appear to be any runes on it in any way. Looking at value, the gem is nice, probably in 25 to 50 gold range. It's not something that like really requires an intrinsic look at. It's just
Okay.
something that the eye patch is there. It's got a gem to make the person look like they have a bit of a pupil through the eye patch.
Okay.
But it's worth more just ripping the gem off and tossing the eye patch away.
Okay, I will do that.
Okay, so you throw the eye patch away.
So I picked up a book from that,
You did.
Guy.
Did you write down the name of the book?
The Blade of the something. I can't read my own
Okay.
writing.
Yeah. So it's got a really stupidly long name.
Yeah, but I'd like to give it a read while we're resting.
So that book. I'm just gonna bring it
See if I can learn
here.
anything from its many-page secrets.
So the book.
Oh, hang on.
Oh
Can
no,
I ask
that's
a quick
contagious.
question?
Yeah.
Were we able to just keep rolling our hit die, or was whatever it rolled what we have to gain for our hit points?
So you can roll a number of hit dice up to your total per long rest. So every day you get a set number of hit dice you can roll. So
Yeah.
did you roll one before?
I did.
So then you would be able to roll one more this time.
Okay, and
So
I
then-
have to
And you-
stick with what I
Yeah, it's whatever you roll is what you're rolling.
But I can cast Second Wind and then I get replenished. after
Correct. So
long rest.
second wind for you is different. You roll a d10, add your fighter level.
That is a
6.
9? No, it's
6.
The top half of the die is
Yeah.
odd. The bottom half is even.
so 7, 8.
So you gain 8 hit points. Then you can rest. You can use your hit dice while you rest.
Mm.
And then when you get out of your rest, you regain your second wind.
So
Yeah. So it's up to you to decide if you want to use that. The book is
Yeah.
called. So.
The Blade of something or other.
Yeah. So the one that you took that was the specific one was in the library.
where's my hit dice?
Yada. What the hell is it?
Hit
Oh, that's your
dice.
special. I think Amanda wanted you to make sure you had one.
You better eat it.
I've been stress eating these.
Yeah, the pretzels are really empty. We were
Yeah.
both being
So what's
exhausted,
the hit dice for resting?
but
Hit dice
also
are for resting, so you
I said a
roll
couple of those, actually.
for as a
Yeah,
fighter. I
we
think
need
it's a
to.
d10. plus
my
your
feelings
constitution
right now.
knowledge.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
You need to regain
being
that
so
many
close
hit
to the
points.
microphone,
Stressing
I'm
some
worried
chocolate.
that
There's also
bullets being-
hummus too.
There's some hummus.
There is hummus.
It's actually just a roasted red pepper dip. It's not even hummus.
Oh,
it's just
really?
it's just good.
It's pretty tasty.
It's tasty.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So yeah, so the book, looking inside it. Sorry, I'm trying to find the details here because I did have something written down about this, but I can't seem to find it. Give me a second. Yada 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 yada.
So I got 17.
Come on, computer.
What's your thing again when you check? When you check if you've known stuff?
Oh,
History?
it's usually intelligence or history. But because the undead are my favorite enemy, I know some things about that kind of realm of culture.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna rattle it off. I remember it being that the book originally described demonic summoning rituals, and like at first glance, that's what it is. It's essentially a tome of these rituals. Spending an hour actually reading it, it's complete gibberish. It's designed to be sold to someone who knows to look for the right things and will see those things, but actually upon reading it, realizes it's just fiction. It's somebody who's trying to create a book that makes it look like the real thing to make a buck. But that's about it. That is what it is, but there was a better description if I had of it somewhere.
I'm gonna hold on to it still.
Yeah.
I might be able to sell it.
Sell it to someone who doesn't know what they're looking
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
for. Yes.
Alrighty. So we are at 9:36 now. Do you guys want to call it here for the evening, or do we want to press on a little bit?
I don't know. I think maybe like
It's up to you
if
guys
we
to
keep
decide.
going, then we might end up going for.
It's up to you guys to
This
decide.
will be my last for like 3 weeks, so I'm happy to press on.
I don't mind pressing on person.
Yeah, I can go. I just can't like if we hit 10:30. That's my very latest, and I just have to peace out
You
because
gotta
I
turn
need
to a
to.
pumpkin.
Yeah, I get up at 6, so
All good.
Yeah.
it's hard.
Okay. So we've got some time. All right. So you guys do finish your rest. You're able to
I'm
get
gonna
out.
quickly
Yeah, you're able to get out of the room. And
Just so you guys know, Hope and Elise did not regain very much.
so
Yeah.
don't forget, Hope, you
HP.
still have 8 hit points that you can use of your lay on hands. So you can use that at any point if you want to use it now, or if you want to save it for the dire
Okay.
straits. You can give yourself 4, give Elise 4, give yourself 5, give her 3, whatever you'd like.
I'll decide while I pee.
Sounds good.
I love you. So my favorite quote thus far is be like, I will pull out my other one, and you were like, oh no, you can't do that. I will put my shield upon my back. I got it written down.
Yeah.
It's like,
So wait, was the,
I will place my shield upon my back.
does anyone need healing, or do we want to? We still got. I don't know how much longer we want to hang out here, so I can help. But
Yeah, I'm okay still.
I'm fine.
I'm 10 out of 16, and I think Hope is 20 or 11 out of 20.
So Hope needs it.
Like I'm also happier to hang back,
Yeah.
but we need our tanks to be at full strength, basically. Like I can still be of use behind other people because I can fire, but
I'm happy to go somewhere in the middle.
I can,
'cause I am kind of squishy still.
I can see if Hope needs healing when they get back.
Okay.
Ready. Do you have 1 first level spell left?
I got 2.
2?
I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe I've got 2. That's it. But man, I'm clinging onto these things.
I know, right? I've been noticing that. I'm like, spare the dying, not gonna heal you.
Yeah, no.
Spare the dying.
That's the way.
Cantrips are life.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well,
okay.
I feel like we just there's.
I think we check out that room with the dark alcove.
Yes, I agree with
Are we in
that.
the basement yet?
yeah.
This is the first level of the basement.
The first fucking level.
Yeah.
We still haven't checked these ones out, have we?
No, we haven't.
But we're not going to,
I
right?
mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Second map of the
I
basement.
mean, maybe let's look and see what they are.
Guys, we
but
gotta
don't
see
need
that
to
second
poke
half.
around.
We have a finite resource of things to do. That's
All that
why,
10
like,
minutes
checking out every
trying.
room,
Yeah.
possibly
Yeah, I
traps.
say I say we should check out the dark alcove that Elif saw,
I agree.
and then go and find that.
We've also got that guy kicking around.
Kill that other.
Yeah, and then find
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy, and then
I also decided, whilst I was doing my business, I shall get free a piece, and then I shall still have 2
Okay, so you
for
still have
emergencies.
2 remaining
And
for
Leaf
emergency.
can heal you.
I can also heal you if you want. I've got.
So-
I'll have 1 more spell slot after that. If you,
No,
Okay.
save it.
Good. too.
Okay,
Okay.
let's do that, and then
Alrighty, so everybody's used the hit dice that they feel they need to.
Yup.
okay.
At this point, we're going to
Thank you,
continue
friend.
onwards.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so heading down that hallway into the room with the table.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first.
Who's going first?
I am.
We need more
I've
changes.
taken control of battle tactics from now on in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow up after leave.
I'll go like
doing this second, third.
fourth in the.
I'm going ahead. Anyone who wants to take up second behind me can speak up now.
I'll go.
Leaf.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
Leaf can
sure.
go actually.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And then I'll be third.
Sure, I'll just take up the rear.
How's it going back there?
Things are good.
So, inside the dining hall, you see a plain wooden table flanked by long benches, moldy bones that you initially attribute to being animal bones. Upon closer look, actually appear humanoid.
Okay.
Are strewn on the dirt floor. In the middle of the hall lies a darkened alcove along the right-hand side.
Can I check the human bones for how they died?
Sure, you can go ahead and investigate those. Make a medicine check.
Should we spread around the room?
It's up to you guys.
Well, that's no good.
I'm not-
5.
5. You're not sure how they died, but looking at the bones, there do appear to be what almost look like some kind of a mix between beak and claw marks, like flesh was like torn off, and the bones themselves are scarred.
Okay.
Can I have a closer look at those?
We should.
No.
As you get a closer look at them,
Oh, for fuck's sake, no.
yeah, I need you to make a perception check for me to determine if the creature attacks you at advantage or not.
Me?
Yep, you're standing next to the alcove.
The darkened alcove.
Why did we go into the
Make a perception check for me.
17
Oh.
plus 5.
Oh!
Okay,
Oh my god.
Waka waka.
that's a 13
Cool.
with the creature's
A
stealth.
20.
But you got what? 20?
I always have to like fully
Ooh,
cover
that's
when he's
advantage.
pulling out the. Oh no.
Got plus 17 plus 5.
So that would
22.
be yeah, 22.
That is a 17 for the creature. So it does not get to attack you at advantage, but it does make get to make a single attack against you. As it leaps out, and you see this, what almost looks like a very large land eel just rapidly slither out, but the front of its where its normally small mouth would be begins to open, and then just opens really wide into 4 like suction-y tentacles with a very
Demogorgon.
large beak in the middle of it with a tongue lashing out.
I
it's
do
gonna go ahead
this.
and make it's gonna go ahead and make a multi-attack against you.
How did you make
One
that?
with one with its tail and one with its tentacles. So
Let me know when
actually no,
it's
sorry, this is a beak attack because it's just a single attack.
Les is used to the creatures of the water.
So
Yeah,
that's
fine.
a-
Let's just look for familiar.
Oh,
guys.
old familiar friend.
that is a 13 to hit.
It
I roll
does
a
not
6.
hit.
So that is very low.
Thank God your fucking rolls have
Okay.
subsided.
So oh wait,
Oh, I'll take it.
There's
Yes.
one. Can we just,
actually
Get
no,
it.
yeah.
can we just kite it?
Oh wait, no, sorry. It makes an attack with its tentacles and then its beak. Huh. So that's actually a 10.
Snap at it.
And then it's the beak. And the beak, actually, that's even less. That's an 8. So
Yeah.
tentacle attack goes out as it tries to wrap its suckers around you and simultaneously bite into your flesh as you jump out of the way. I'm going to get you to move 1 square closer to me. And the creature...
Why'd I get
Oh, I got a table between me and it. That's good.
Creature... Where do we go?
Our experience points are gonna go through the roof. We've been battling shit for quite
Levels.
No,
some
he-
time.
What I
Slight
said
variation
last
on this.
What?
Whoa!
Whoa! That is terrifying.
So it's a slight variation
No.
on that. Sorry, what would you
No,
say?
no.
Oh, nothing. I
Okay.
wasn't saying anything funny.
Just talking experience points.
Gotcha.
No, Jordy said that once if we get out of the dungeon,
It's
we
milestones.
get it's milestones. So once we get out of the dungeon, then we're
You're,
That was
you
Cat
become
talking
3rd
about,
level,
yeah.
yeah. Alright, so the creature comes out, and we'll go ahead and
Roll for initiative.
roll for initiative.
Oh, good lord.
Oof, that was cocked.
just so.
Hey, my
everyone
rolls are
can
turning
see.
bad.
Yeah.
That's what
what's
we're
my plus
battling.
3? Okay, so 15.
15, okay. There's a good chance. There's a good chance this one goes down without getting a hit off.
Good.
Thank the fucking Lord.
'Cause,
Oh, are we rolling initiative?
We're
Is
rolling
that what
initiative,
you-
yeah. Even with my bonuses and everything, that's only a 6 for
I
initiative
got
on
Fucking
that.
pocket sand in
What's
his
your
face.
bonus to dexterity?
2.
Okay,
Oh,
so
but dexterity? 2.
2. Okay, so roll another d20 and just whatever the result is, just read the die.
14.
Okay, so you are going to be acting first. Did anybody get an initiative under 6? Cool. All right, we'll start at the top. 25 to 20.
Oh,
Nice.
24.
Let's pull.
Natural 24. That's not possible. Your dex is only +3.
Oh, the dex save, but that was +5.
No, it's initiative.
It's not a dex
20.
save.
So
It's 20. I got 19.
19 plus your dexterity, which is plus
Sorry, 22.
Plus 1.
21. 21.
29.
Wait,
Plus
No,
dex.
it's your
Dex
dexterity is
plus
plus 1.
initiative. Right?
No, your initiative is your dexterity.
initiative
So
is your
so
dexterity.
that's
Right. So
you
that's
don't
20.
you
Natural
don't
20.
add both.
Okay.
You just add 1.
Natural fucking 20.
Non-natural
Non-natural.
20.
That's right, not natural.
Gotcha.
We'll
Okay,
get there one day.
20. Less. Okay.
I'm shaking up, but all the fucking shit's been going on today.
20
Today
to
was
15.
15.
15.
Oh, 17. Sorry.
17.
Okay.
Jesse squad holding it down.
Jesse Squad.
Jesse Squad.
I'm so mad that my phone is my camera because I want to take a picture. Someone take a picture of the Jesse Squad.
15 to 10.
We haven't
11.
told anything yet. No, we will.
13.
13. Okay.
Jesse Squad.
Jesse's
Mount up.
Yes.
Which way are we looking?
Oh my
So
god.
much, Jesse.
Why won't it take?
Which way are we looking at? Are we looking angry?
Just looking straight ahead.
I'm looking serious.
And like you're releasing, you're dropping your hot new album.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Jesse Deuce.
In 2002.
Yeah.
And Hope, what was your initiative?
Ja Rule's a featured artist.
14.
Oh, sorry, no,
16.
Oh.
16.
Love me,
14 plus 2,
baby.
right?
Okay. Was that your roll for your initiative, or that was a roll for something else?
Yeah, that was
Oh.
to make me in front of the monster. Because I rolled a 6, and then you were like, roll another die, a 20.
Right, right, right.
You asked them to roll a 20 to see whether or not you went the monster or Hope went first.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
so
sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
so
sorry,
I'm
sorry,
like
sorry,
with
sorry.
6.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. I totally forgot. Yeah. Okay, cool. So the entire party's going first. Les.
It's dead.
Well,
Doesn't have a lot of hit points. It just does a lot of damage.
Son of a bitch.
Hi. Welcome to my monsters. Les.
So I crack my neck a little bit and go, another exercise.
As he just kind of reels back and just and then starts to latch his tentacles out towards
Tentacles make me feel just right at home.
Wow.
Yikes.
Just gonna let that one
Ooh.
hang in the air.
It's an
So
8
many
plus 5 to
porn
hit.
jokes.
8 plus 5, that's a 13. That just misses, unfortunately. Yeah. Your swing, they feel right at home. Can't hit that either. Alright, so it just kind of slithering out of the way and its tentacles reopening again, preparing for another attack. That is the end of your turn, unless you'd like to bonus action heal.
Nope.
Cool. Leaf, you're up.
Okay. Keep hitting it with a sacred flame, I guess.
Flame it is.
I'm trying to figure out if I want to kite it or not, but
Dexterity saving throw. Oh yeah, that's a 21.
that's a
Oof.
That's a
Yep,
yikes
it's good.
from you, Chief.
Alrighty, up from there,
Yeah, we'll keep going.
we've got the doctor.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast, go make your attack.
Doy.
Doy.
Plus 6.
18.
18 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 1d10 plus 4.
Ooh, 5.
5? Alrighty. Okay. So impact finally, as everybody's been throwing things at this slithering creature, you just kind of reach out of the ground and just blast it off the ground, kind of lifting it up slightly as it falls back down. That is your turn, Allura.
I will shoot a crossbow bolt at it
Heavy
with
crossbow?
my heavy crossbow.
Go for it.
Oh boy.
Natural 1.
Yeah.
A single Greek takes
Alrighty.
the party.
It's not even an alpha grade.
Oh shit, yeah, sorry. That was
yeah.
bad of you.
It's all good. So yeah, so the shot, thankfully none of your allies are behind it, as the shot just kind of, you aim at it and you can't quite get a bead, and it impacts against the ground and pins into the wall directly behind where the creature will be. Yeah.
I don't think I can do anything else.
You use a bonus action to try and hide, but that would be about it.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Alrighty. After your turn, Leith.
Kill it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Kill
fire my bow and arrow
Longbow,
on
everybody
it,
pulling
yeah.
out their bows, everything at the range ready. Go for it.
12.
12? 12 unfortunately does not
What the
hit.
fuck, guys?
Pulling your
Come
longbow
on.
back,
Guys, let's
you
get
kind of
this in
still a
order.
little
You
bit shaken
started
from the
this
battle
stroke of
earlier.
bad luck, sir.
fire, and it is just a little bit too quick. It jumps out of the way and it manages to avoid the arrow coming
Someone's
in.
gonna die.
Hope.
I need to stop saying that.
So Hope, you're
Not to get bad juju.
so not directly next to
We
it.
already got that out of the way.
So you need to go around to the other side of the table to get directly next to where the creature is,
To do where?
to be able to attack with your
Do they
longsword.
slide across the table?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Sure, yeah, you can do a
Can you
forward there.
step onto the table and attack it going
Once
downwards?
you jump stand.
I hope you hit it.
You could jump. I could say theoretically you could jump over it, landing on the other side,
Ooh.
and then have that little bit of a flourish as you fly through the air.
Or do the mid-air flip.
Ooh,
Alright, let's get
okay,
it. We're
let's
anime
try it.
All right, go for it. So you jump over to the other side. You jump into the alcove, and go ahead and make your attack.
Nani?
And
Oh, no, these
strength plus initiative,
Strength plus proficiency, so add 5.
16.
Yeah.
16
Oh,
does hit.
Yes, finally.
Would you like to use Divine Smite?
Oh!
Don't use it. I don't know. It would save it.
It's got 5 hit points on it, like right now. Or
It's,
five.
it's taken 5 points of damage.
He's already told us it gives a lot of damage.
Yeah, kill it. Whatever.
I might try and put it down.
All right, so 1d8 for your weapon, and 2d8 for the Divine Smite. So you'll need 1 extra d8 from someone else,
Get it.
and add your strength to that as well. You can kill it.
That one's cocked. That's cocked. Roll it again.
Yeah!
Oh, this is
16.
Plus your strength.
Plus your strength.
Oh.
That's 16.
That's 16 with your strength.
Yes.
Alrighty.
I saw that one. I was like,
So kind of bringing the sword down as you cleave over the top and slamming it in, you actually cut the body in half. Part of it is still living, but it is bleeding out terribly on the other side. Green and purple hues of blood starting to spatter the floor as the tail is just whipping away. But it is still just barely hanging on. So with that attack, go ahead and roll 6. Determine what it's going to attack. It's going to attack. Oh.
Oh no.
So kind of taking that and kind of just reeling around the and then immediately makes a tentacle attack against you. Tentacle attack, that is going to be an 11.
Oh.
No.
Does not hit. Does not hit your 18. And then a beak attack is the secondary one.
Nope.
Nope, that's a 12. Is not going to hit.
Oh, keep going. We got luck on our side now.
Alright.
As the brick just kind of bleeding out, surrounded by enemies, unable to really see,
Just
except
speed
with
run
its
the
just
dungeon.
with its scent, it's starting to just retreat back slightly.
We've got everything
Going to the top of the round,
chasing
less. You see this very wounded, very damaged creature starting to slink away slowly. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stab it with my pointy thing.
Go for it. Roll a d20. Add 5.
Please shout "fork you" when you do it.
It's an 8 plus 5 again.
14 just misses, unfortunately.
I'm
That's
having performance issues.
you're
It's
just
not always like this, guys.
I always like it.
you're edging yourself. Right at the edge, you're almost
gonna get
there. but
really
just
good.
can't
I'm
go
better
anymore.
in the water, I
It's
swear.
Once again, I need an adult.
Alright, Leaf, you're up next. Would you
Kill
like
him.
to say
Yeah.
good
Kind, snuggly buddy.
Yeah, no, so I'm gonna actually, for the first time here, drop out my hand axe.
Yeah.
Do a flip and jump and swing at it.
Go for it. Go ahead and make your attack.
Get that motherfucker.
That's
Whoa!
Nicely done.
plus, what is that, 2 plus...
Oh, natural 20. It's an auto hit.
Yeah, okay,
You
yeah.
got it. Alright, so roll either 1d6 and double it, or you can roll 2 separate d6s. Up to
I'll
you.
do... 1d6 and double it? Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Roll... here we go, I'm gonna get 2. Just kidding, I got a 12.
Oh!
Plus your strength.
Yeah, plus my strength, so what is that, 14.
14.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah!
Seeing all the cool stuff going on, you know, flick it, jump, and just cleave through it. in a
Perfect.
single thing.
So hand axe coming down as it kind of reels back away from the attack on Hope and kind of senses you coming in from up above and just kind of looks up at you, and the tentacles open up right as you slam the hand axe directly into its beak, carving it in half straight down the middle, separating it into 2 entirely separate entities as it just echoes its last breath and the blood covers your axe.
Oh,
You have successfully defeated
Those,
the Grick.
take that, Grick.
It was a lot more intense than I
Shut up,
expected.
Greg.
What a dick.
Question.
Rick.
Is there? Do we get advantage?
There is no flanking in this one. Advantage if an enemy is opposite.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
what
a
I was
rule
like-
that Critical Role has adapted. It does not exist in 5th edition. It's a Pathfinder thing that they brought over.
Oh, okay.
So that dark alcove. First off, I'm gonna light every torch in the room. because I didn't
Everything
get a
else
chance to do
falls
that.
out of the ceiling.
And I think I want to investigate that dark alcove, see if there's anything in there.
Investigate the dark alcove. Okay. So investigating the dark alcove, it is a darkened area.
Yeah.
There is nothing in it. It appeared to just be the one source of slight warmth, maybe, for this creature.
Okay.
There just appears to be like just a little bit of geothermal activity on the other side that it was curled up in. But
Okay.
there unfortunately is not anything
And
in that
also
area.
to eat all these people.
Anything else in the room?
Looking around the room, you don't really see anything else in there either.
Okay.
Well, guys, we got the monster in the basement.
Let's go ghoul hunting. Let's hunt that last motherfucker.
Yeah. I mean, we still have to kill the rest of this floor before we get downstairs. All right.
Yeah. Well, because we're going to
should
kill him
get
on the
rid
way
of
back.
that.
Yeah. Might as well kill him now.
We lost this camera.
Oh, might
We
be.
keep losing it.
It might be
Well,
updating
I
again.
think it's just this phone. Actually, there are just issues with it.
Oh, how's that?
Yeah, it's not
I'll switch
looking
over. I'm going to
great.
use my.
I
I
mean-
would like to find out that quote that you recorded at some point.
Sorry?
The
Oh, that's a
quote
good
you've
question.
recorded of mine.
Oh.
Again,
Oh,
so I
boy.
can note it down as
That's
well.
not bad. That's not great. That's not bad.
Phone is fucked.
Yeah, I think it's just a dead phone. In all honesty.
Oh, motherfuckers. Come on, just legalize weed. Sorry, never mind. I'm looking at election results.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's,
This is the most
Oh, that's
Okay.
in and out
That's
screen.
life,
Yeah.
Dungeons and
Yeah, I know,
Dragons.
right?
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Well, it's okay. We're upgrading our camera for everybody on this side of the table. So
Did Beta work when?
We haven't
I
seen
don't
yet.
remember where I put it
Looking
down.
now.
We just got a section for
As long as
quotes.
Ted Cruz doesn't win.
Yeah.
Or just general.
There you are.
Oh, it's just,
fucking-
it is.
Well, guys, we got another
Joey's
couple years
creepy
of
as
Zodiac.
All
fuck.
of
ahead.
it. Oh, I shall put my shield upon my back.
Wasn't Beta sitting trying to run for president?
Can I not? Yeah, no. I
That-
He did. He said he would like stay in full term if he won in, but if he not, then he might run for 2020, which would be great.
You're our only hope.
Yeah.
So we're upgrading the quality of this.
Although
camera.
Elizabeth Warren wants to run as
Switching
well.
into
and
the
she's
Samsung.
pretty go.
There we go.
I'd love
When
it.
the
I'm
shit
not-
gets real,
You're
I
you're
Backwards.
big
Yeah,
old
put a
political
better
crush
camera.
No,
on
I
her.
am an.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's
I'm watching the
it's being
playback.
fixed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't
so
have to be.
We're back.
She's a
We're back.
crazy woman.
My British
So-
political crushes woke up.
moving on from here,
Jessica.
where
Yeah,
would
yeah.
you guys like to go? So, moving on from here, where would you like to go? You've got the one exit out to the south, back
All right.
into that one area where you know the school.
Can we have a huddle?
Potentially
Can we,
Let's
just,
have a little
can we have a
group
huddle?
All sit
Can we
down
have
on
a-
a bench.
All right.
Okay, guys.
Just like saying, we are very much having a hard time battling things. Should we just try to expedite this journey to where we need to go, or do we want to keep exploring, maybe find more things to fight, and so on and so forth?
That chanting
where do
seems
we-
important.
Where do we need to go?
That does seem important. The chanting, I think we should just go for the heart of the matter and just fucking end this thing.
But also, there might be more on the second floor.
There might be,
There's
But I think
also
we
things
investigate
that could
that chanting.
potentially help us beat the cultists.
but there could be more things that we have to fight that could potentially kill us and never get to the cultists.
Have we got a chance to go into that chest yet? From earlier, the one that we could not open.
But we
No.
don't. I guess we've taken an hour's rest. We'd be able to touch on it again, yeah?
So,
back to roll try to
Allura's tried to the maximum of
Okay.
her ability. Hope and Kevin and Les have tried to the maximum of their ability to break it.
Yeah.
The only option
Yeah.
left would be for a character to pick the lock.
Sorry, I'm
You
also
imagine
gonna
at
use
this
my feet
point,
tools.
I don't think there's gonna be any magical item that we find that just like divine kills everything in the room.
no.
I think like anything will heighten
It's
it
more
a
so
little
just
bit.
minor things that might make, I don't know, staying alive a little easier.
You son of a bitch!
Gosh darn it.
Don't trust the devil. Pretend he's not here.
Can we keep breaking the box, though? I mean, not all
Everybody
of us
can
got
just have a chance to try and break the lock.
it. Yeah.
Can we do that?
We'll have a
Yeah,
strong main
it's a
contact.
strength check with a set DC that's in my notes that you guys can just attempt to do. You take
Alright.
out a sword, you bash it with the palm of the sword. You
Like
take a shield,
Cutlass.
you bash it with your shield. It's up to you.
We've run out.
Is it really? I don't think this is worth it.
I mean, you're strong.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Do we know where the chanting's coming from? Can we hear it right now as where we are?
I
From
mean,
where
fair
you
to
are,
assume
it's
coming
definitely louder.
Oh.
Like
Having
coming
moved
from the
further,
left.
having moved further south, it's definitely louder, but you still can't quite get a direct.
I'm gonna go with the party. I'm gonna go
Oils
with this.
and cools.
We think it might be in this direction.
Potentially, you're not quite sure.
I couldn't really tell if it was coming from north or if it was coming from the area where I thought. Or could I see? I went past this. Could I tell if it was coming from down the stairs?
Given what happened in that time period, you're not quite sure.
Okay.
Also, forget that our fucking stealthy friend is in a wall right there.
Yeah.
I'm not forgetting about that.
I don't think anyone should
Shut your goddamn mouth, George.
I didn't expect it would be that good. I'm so sorry. It was a thing where it was supposed to be just like, oh, you take a bit of damage and then you succeed the saving throw and you get away. It's not, oh, I crit you
crit.
and you're, oh god, you're dead.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, that's fine.
That's the
not
thing. We can either go for the objective or we can keep exploring and fighting
I mean,
things.
here's the thing. I don't think we actually have time to do a whole bottom floor tonight.
I think
anyway.
we
no,
should
we're not
just.
going to. It's
Yeah,
gonna be-
I think we should
All right,
just
let's
check
do
this,
the
do
hidden-
it.
But
And
can
because we're not, if we go downstairs, we're not going to start a whole nother level. So I say
Yeah.
we do this with the time we have.
Can we quickly try and break that bloody box?
Yeah.
See if that can
could.
help us.
So what's
If
the
anybody
plan?
would like to
Various
go back,
degrees
you
of
can
stand.
go back to try and
We're
break
thinking
the
that
box.
our last 2 actions of this game is to try to break the box and then go and
Hit that
explore
right.
this.
Yeah, I
and
think that's a
get
good
the
idea.
ghoul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. So going back to try and break the box, we'll get characters to make strength checks in order, depending on who would like to try. In your case, given that it's force damage for Eldritch Blast, I would allow you to make a check with an Eldritch Blast.
Oh, very well.
Nice.
That's what I'll do
You'd
then.
be rolling an attack roll against it, essentially,
Okay.
using Eldritch Blast, and then we'll roll damage to determine how much, to see if it hits a DC that I'll make up.
Okay. So that'll be D20.
So yeah, D20 plus 6.
Yeah. Oh boy. So 9 plus 15.
15. Okay, go and roll damage.
Okay. On a D10. Yep.
Yeah, D10 plus 4.
Okay. 5.
5. Okay, so you're blowing it, and you're essentially hitting the lock and rotating the lock around,
Yeah.
but you're not quite able to get the whole mechanism off. So yours, unfortunately, was a non-success.
Up next.
So Hope and Les have already gone. So
Yeah, I'll
Leaf,
take a swing for
go
it.
for it. Go and make a strength check.
Yeah. Strength check. Real muscle hours. Oh, baby. Do one of these. Spin on him a little. Take a swing, and that's a 5.
That's
Wow.
a 5. You just clang into the ground and just miss entirely, and just
Oops.
I can't do this.
Yeah, guys, I'm
And
sorry.
then just back away slightly.
Not really feeling this
Leaf,
one.
would you like to try and make a strength check?
Yeah, I will.
Go for it.
21.
Yeah!
There we go.
DC is 20.
We loosened
Yes!
it for you.
Thank
So
the
you're just kind of
goddamn-
going in and just seeing everybody failing, and you yourself failing to pick the lock, and then Allura giving up on picking the locks, and then the doctor breaking the lock picks. You just get fed up with it and everything that's happened, and you just grab the lock, take one of your arrows, and just jam it in there, and just pull, and you are able to just break it out. You are able to unlock this.
Ugh.
Inside the chest, you find
A
11
monster.
gold pieces.
Okay.
In this realms.
Yeah, in 11 gold pieces of this realms, 60 silver pieces also of this realm, all in a pouch made of some kind of skin. In addition to that, you also find 3 small healing potions.
Oh, thank God. Who gets him? Who gets him? Who wants to be the health dealer?
I can.
Who's squishiest?
Hold on. Can
Yeah.
I make an investigation check?
Oh, good idea.
Thing you said it's skin?
Make a medicine check.
Medicine check.
I'll do the same.
It's
I just wanna,
human
like-
skin.
It's probably
Something
human
weird.
skin. Let's just be real.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Oh, I have 19.
I got
Oh, I'm sorry, 20.
20. Yeah, it's human skin.
Ah, I knew it.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, in my notes. DC 10 medicine check to realize it's human skin.
Okay, still mine.
Okay. But the potions themselves, you also do a medicine check. I'll use the same rolls on those. They are standard potions of healing.
So how much was what?
So it's 11 gold pieces and 60.
Yeah.
Would not Elise get first kind of
Oh.
because
I
she
mean,
was
I'm
at
happy to share the gold equally amongst everybody, and then maybe we could pick 3 people who would be the most.
Wheel.
So one person only gets 1 piece of gold. Everybody else would get 20
I would
pieces
give
of
me a
silver.
potion because I have second wind. It's basically like a heal myself
Okay.
action.
I'm gonna maybe hold on to 1 because
I think I'm
already
gonna hold
injured.
on to one as well. I'm pretty squishy.
And I think I should also take one
Yeah,
because you
because
guys
we've got
are able to
healing.
heal yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. And which kind? It was just potion of healing,
Potion
or
of healing, yeah.
Okay.
So on the cards as well, it also outlines what the different potions do. It gives you quantities for you to be able to track how many of each that you have. These are going to be a really good thing moving forward, just so you guys know
Cool.
exactly
yeah,
what's
I
what.
like
Do you
this.
also split the silver pieces?
Yeah.
So-
Sorry. How much?
So
one
it's
silver?
everybody gets 10 silver. Everybody gets 2 gold, except for one person only gets 1 gold.
I'll take one.
Yeah.
Okay. So everybody
That's
gets
why I
2
bought
gold
this for you,
and 10
remember?
silver.
With the pencil.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Go pieces.
Alright, let's go murder that ghoul.
Okay.
Take the fucker down.
So making your way down the hallway.
Making
You
your
know
way down.
exactly where he is. You know exactly which
So
invisible doorway he's behind.
That's all I
Any of the ranged characters, I'll go ahead and allow you guys an ambush round. You're attacking at advantage to try and hit the creature. So if anybody would like to hit something with range,
At least this
Yes.
you
one's
can
your
just
friend.
shoot the crap out of it.
Mm.
So ranged,
Hello.
ranged javelin, ranged hand axe, ranged.
Sacred flame, like it has to make a dexterity
But you
save.
can't see it. So
Oh,
you
yeah,
can't
fair.
make a dex save.
So
So
we're
you
just
need
gonna
to be able to throw a
obliterate
hand
this
axe.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna
we're.
hold off on this.
So you're gonna hold off. Okay. So all 5 of you, I'll go ahead and get you all to make attack rolls for me with your chosen weapons.
It's just sitting there.
You mean with a
Oh,
20?
this
Sorry?
affects and
A 20.
D20, yeah. And add all of your attack stuff, so D plus 5.
21.
21.
22.
Hits.
15.
Oh boy, like
13.
17?
Hits. 13?
Yeah.
Hits.
Oh, we're gonna obliterate
Everybody
this
go ahead
thing.
and roll damage. So 1d8, 1d6,
Do
1d10.
I get advantage?
You do
Or
get
do I
sneak
get sneak
attack.
attack?
You do
Okay,
get sneak
thank
attack.
you.
Yeah. 6?
9.
8. Yeah.
1d8
17,
9.
and a
3,
d6, right?
32, yeah.
1d8
It's plus
and
strength
a
Plus
and-
1d6. Plus strength.
Oh, plus strength? Oh,
Plus strength, yeah.
Oh, shit.
For 8.
Okay, 35.
God, this thing is
plus
a mess.
Plus dex.
right. I was like, with strength, that's a -1. I don't want to do that.
We alert the room of ghouls playing.
15.
15. 50 points of damage.
By
Exactly.
Yes.
To the 22 hit point ghoul. You just. And instantly, the alcove itself just kind of. And then the rocks just start to tumble out as body parts are tumbling out with the rocks and entrails, and then a head just kind of lolls out sideways
Good.
and looks over at you with the tongue hanging out and eyes still open.
Alif steps forward and kicks the head down the hallway.
That was a real
Successfully doing so.
Yeah. Should we do it? Is there any way of doing a check for traps for the room we can't see?
Not really. You can do a check for traps on the entrance to the room, but not on the full room itself until you step foot.
Can you detect
So, and also,
Tell me what I
which,
can see.
also, sorry,
I see, okay.
which room you can't see because there are 2.
there's 2.
Yeah, so you can see there's a bit of a wall here and a bit of an
Okay,
entrance.
so it's 2 separate rooms.
It's 2 separate rooms, yes.
Okay.
Maybe we check this
There's a
one.
door, perhaps in
Oh,
between
yeah.
them. Maybe we should go off here first and then here. What do you guys think?
Well, that leads to a separate
Don't-
room.
We don't know this,
This
though.
fucking
We don't
thing.
know this.
Yeah, you don't know
Yeah.
that
We
that's
can't
there.
make a decision
Oh,
based
yeah,
on what we
right.
don't know.
I want to go straight ahead here.
Yeah, let's go
Do you
straight
want to
in.
lead?
I will.
Okay,
Kick that door.
leading the way in.
I will kick as many
Go ahead and
holes as I
remove
need.
this so you can finally see everything on this level.
Put your marching
Except
order
for
behind
this.
me as you will.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I was
just cover
second.
that one little square
I'm
up.
4th.
Oh, right.
I was 3rd, yeah.
Which one are you? Sorry, I forgot.
Can I hold that?
Games all
Will that
together
help?
again.
Oh, that's yeah.
That's-
There we go. Okay.
That's
my
shenanigans.
statue character.
Is this you? No.
That's
I
me.
think I'm the only one
I'm
that's
the one
got-
with the cape.
that's painted.
Oh, I lied. Shenanigans also has a cape.
What's in this room? Here,
So-
Jody.
Inside this room,
No. Yes?
this room is festooned with moldy skeletons that hang from rusty shackles along the walls. A wide alcove in the south wall contains a painted wooden statue carved in the likeness of a gaunt, pale-faced man wearing a voluminous black cloak. His pale left hand rests on the head of a wolf that stands next to him, and in his right hand he holds a smoky gray crystal orb. Chanting can be heard coming from the west.
Do I recognize the statue?
Sorry, the east.
The east.
From the east.
Can I do... Is there... Should I do a divine sense, do you think, in this room?
Let me.
Yeah.
Chanting.
Oh, actually, shit. I'm gonna do a detect magic.
You blow one of your spells?
It's one of my racial.
Oh, it's one of your
spells,
racials. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So yeah, I hit that metal detector for the duration of up to 10 minutes. You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you.
Okay. There does not appear to be anything magical inside the room.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Did,
I also
uh,
just make a perception check for general. I'm just looking around. I've been on the lookout for spooky things. in
Did
general.
did
Of
you
course.
let us know you were casting detect magic?
Yeah, I can say I'm.
Yeah.
Because I'm just looking for some.
Can I like pull out the necklace and
Oh.
like see what happens.
Sure.
Okay, and so
Be like,
You don't
hey,
notice
Leaf,
anything.
What that guy is.
the necklace.
Would I notice anything?
Does Leaf notice anything with the necklace?
You do.
What might I see?
So you would notice the School of Magic. I believe it's the School of Abjuration.
Okay.
For what the item is. You don't know what it does.
Yep.
But you know that the item is magical in some way.
What abjuration is?
So there are different schools of magic depending on what it is, on what the item is, and I just need to double check and make sure abjuration is what it is.
And sorry, just to bookend this, I just did a general perception check, and it's a 23 for the room.
Yeah, it's abjuration. Sorry, and a perception check of 23.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do notice that looking around the room, the dominating feature that really differentiates itself from the rest, obviously, is the statue. The statue appears to be some kind of likeness of Strahd.
Okay.
Not a perfect one by any stretch. It maybe is an older version of him. You're not sure.
It was like the Ronaldo statue.
Older or younger?
Like,
Strahd
sorry,
1.0.
older as in more old,
Okay.
not age-wise. So it's been there for longer,
right?
And so it
okay.
depicts a slightly altered version of what you have seen Strahd to be.
So
The crystal orb does appear
And
to
that's-
have nothing magical per se, but it does appear that there's some kind of a pressure plate that it's resting on. And you can notice that just kind of looking around because it's the dominating feature. That's what you're looking at specifically. Something would happen when you lifted the orb. You're not sure what it is, but you don't know if it's good or bad, but something would happen when you lift the orb.
And is that over here?
that's it.
Or is that here?
Yeah, that's over there.
Do we want to check
Here,
if
where
we're
this
trapped?
circle is?
Correct.
Okay. Can I... Have you relayed all of this
Yeah,
to
I'll
us?
say,
Okay. Can
And
I,
your
like...
necklace is cool.
So you let her know.
Good
that
eye.
the
Yeah, I'll
necklace is
admit
magical.
that.
Okay,
What
so the necklace is
abjuration is?
magical in some way. So
Cool.
abjuration magic can be things like all healing spells are abjuration.
Okay.
All anything that summons things is usually abjuration. Evocation is a different one. Evocation is usually you're creating a magical effect of some kind. So fire, lightning, those are evocation. Transmutation is you're changing the appearance of things. All that kind of stuff. So this is the
Would
school of
I have
abjuration.
noticed this thing?
Not particularly, because he specifically has
Oh, he
a
has
sense,
detect magic,
and
yeah.
it'll actually anything that's magical essentially glows with colors,
Okay.
depending on what type of magic
We're
it
all
is.
in the
So
room
he
now,
notices
right?
it and
Yeah.
goes, "The necklace is magical,"
Okay.
and then that's about it.
Okay.
So you might
is
be able to
everyone okay?
inspect the necklace to see if you might know what it does.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
we
at first
not
glance, it just
disclose
looks
it.
like a really
Yeah.
nice necklace.
Allura, you mind if I take a look at that necklace?
Sure.
Okay, so you can go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Sure.
I'll put it back.
12.
12. It appears to be some kind of healing magic. You're not entirely sure what type, but whatever it is, it's something that would most likely be beneficial to the wearer.
Okay.
You're just not exactly sure what it would do.
Okay. I'll give it back to Allura.
I'm gonna put it on.
Okay, you put it on.
Looks nice.
It does.
Thanks, Lee.
Looks really nice.
You're welcome.
So it matched
Uh,
my outfit?
Yeah.
Do we
Once
wanna-
you find out what the effect is, then you'll get a card for it.
Do we want to check that pressure plate for traps?
Yeah.
I can do that.
Sounds like a nice
Okay.
I mean, we know
I
that
mean,
it's
yeah.
a trap, kind
We
of.
know that it's
You know that
trapped.
there's an effect.
Yeah, we just don't
Whether
know
it's a
what it is.
trap or otherwise, you're not sure of currently.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably
Can I
a trap that
investigate
might open
like
a thing.
the actual orb itself?
Go for it.
That would be investigation.
Investigation.
19.
19. The orb is cloudy gray. It appears to have swirls coming from the inside, and every once in a while you see a slightly darker swirl, like a more of a blackened one on the inside, coursing through.
Is it moving?
Inside it is moving.
Okay.
Can you do a magic
But
check
as
on
as far as
the
you
Yeah,
can
I
see,
can
it's
see,
not
There's no
magical.
magic on the orb, yeah.
The orb itself does not appear to be magical.
Do we want? I can try to. If we've got something that's similar shape and
Indiana
weight,
Jones
I can
style.
sew. That's
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, you stole my like
so
cool
sorry.
reference.
I don't think we have any.
Golden eye.
Does anyone have anything that's kind of
No,
like
I got
weighted,
nothing.
similar?
I have a
In
silver
a
plated
ball
knife.
form?
but
In a ball form, like in a. Can I make an investigation to see how much this thing might weigh?
Ooh, can I?
We're just gonna eyeball it's like jelly beans.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me.
Not really.
No,
There,
okay.
there isn't a way for you to know how much something weighs just by looking at it.
Well, like a sense, like I have like.
You would guess probably between 2 and 6 pounds, but
Okay.
there's no way to really be accurate.
Right.
Well, I'm a bit heavier than this.
Okay.
What were you about to say, Laura?
I was gonna say, can I take that human skin packet without the coins in it? Keep the coins.
Thank you.
And take some of my ball bearings and fill it so that it's kind of round and then like.
That's smart.
You'd like to try?
Do we want to try this, you
I
guys?
don't know if it's gonna.
I'm
Ball
gonna hang
bearings.
back by the door.
It might
Yeah.
make more insects come out, so I'm gonna
Also,
take a
if
step
we don't
back.
know, if we think the chanting is coming from down farther in,
Well, it's coming from the next room, isn't it?
but we don't know that there's a next room.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I was just saying farther in.
But there's a door. right?
You know that there's a door.
Okay, yeah. It's possible that changing us around would cause something to open, could allow foes to come upon us.
Maybe let's go kill a bunch of cultists first.
Okay. Okay.
Angry, check the door
Just got
before we
really excited about the.
Oh no, I mean it's a good idea. Just maybe later.
Yes.
Does anyone have any kind of detect magic or anything?
Yeah, detect magic.
He's already casted. It is not magical in any way.
Right.
Okay. So, do we want to continue down this path here,
I think we go down that path.
or that path here?
Yeah. I mean, I'm for that.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
Les.
You like kicking things.
Oh,
You going first? Sorry, I had to yawn. that was my sharp intake. There was my.
Stop
Stifled yawn.
metagaming.
I'm not metagaming, it's poker facing. Alright.
Still behind with a arrow notched.
Poker face.
I will go ahead.
Okay. So you managed to find this. It is a.
That's an important fucking thing to everyone. Like, that's not there because. That's
No, we'll get back to it.
So, the door itself is a rotting wooden door. It's very, very kind of haphazardly, almost like askew, just for the semblance of having a door rather than actual functionality. Pulling it off, you can just immediately rip the door off the wall. There's no hinges, and you just kind of lean it off to the side. Okay. So, looking in.
Into here?
Yep.
So we can pull this down? Can we pull this page down?
Yeah, you can pull that down, and
Pull
you
it
can
off?
reveal that. Yeah, you can pull it off.
Okay.
And now we've got the map.
Oh, wow.
So, inside this, you have a chandelier suspended above a table in the middle of the room. 2 high-backed chairs on each side of the table, which has an empty clay jug and 2 clay flagons atop it.
Oh.
Iron candlesticks stand in 2 corners, their candles long since melted away.
Do we see that entrance on the other side of the room there?
Hold on, let me,
just a corridor.
can I just kind of like check the room a bit clearer just to make sure nothing looks suspicious,
Yeah, good
or
idea.
just like look around, like up, down, all around.
Is it still time for Leaf to do it?
Yeah, I got 10 minutes going, so I'm assuming I'll have about half.
Yep, nothing appears to be magical at first glance inside the room.
No, okay, so we're all going inside then.
Yep. So the only thing is over in this corner there is a small chest as well.
Oh.
Allura?
Those have gone well for us previously.
Yeah, it's gonna be a no from me.
I will. I'll
What was it?
check for traps.
Well, I did say Allura.
I
Your
will.
thing.
I will check for traps.
What is your passive perception?
Yeah, that's what you like to
Son
hear.
of a bitch, that's never a good thing.
Let's see how this ends.
Minus 12.
Yeah.
12? Okay.
That's
Right.
We're going to the M's here, people.
Oh boy.
Oh,
You know what it is.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh dude.
You're so pumped for this.
I don't know what it is.
That's so good.
It's a.
Hold on.
Okay, so reaching over, you preparing to check for traps. Passive perception is 12. I need you to also make an investigation check.
Do it. Get it.
Believe in you. What's that, mister?
12.
Listen, I think I know. I don't know.
I do too.
It's a regular chest.
Oh
It's
boy.
not.
You reach in, you prepare to check for traps on it. Right as you touch it, the chest lid just 2 eyes open, and it instinctively reaches out with an attack against you as a mimic appears.
Oh shit!
Indistinguishable from a traditional.
Is that one of our
fist.
first little monsters?
I'm gonna shoot it
Sorry?
in the face.
The first like in-book monster
Yeah.
that you've shown us?
No. All the others have been in-book monsters.
Yeah, but
as
this
well,
one, this one's like a classic.
This is a
D&D.
classic.
That's what I know.
D&D
It's worthy
Like,
enough for you to
mimic
show the
monster.
picture.
Oh, that's
That's
so
what I
good.
mean.
The other
Yeah.
ones are fairly easy to
What's
describe.
inside?
This one is like a mimic is a classic Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
any RPG trope monster.
All right.
And this is
Sweet.
what ends up happening here. So it is going to make an attack against you. Advantage on any attack rolls against it, yada yada. Adhesive, yada yada.
So I'm like right over
Yeah,
here.
Igor, can you move around?
So this is going to make an attack. Sorry.
Can they move?
We don't know.
Mimics? You
We don't know. Can't ask
Look.
questions of the DM.
So that is going to be a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
I don't
So
even
It's
know
like
what my
they have-
armor
if they
class
have
is, but
legs,
it's
just
not
like you
that.
see they have legs.
I
You
think
see
it's
the
like
legs,
6.
they can move. Or like you don't see
class?
the legs, you have no
I think it's
idea.
because you have
So
14.
it's just
Yeah, you have 11 plus your dice. So 14.
Next time.
This is going to be... Now, the damage on this is less, so that's not too bad.
We have time to
And
murder.
I rolled low, so that's fine. So you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
However, as it goes for the bite, what you actually realize is what you originally thought was going to be a bite attack. It actually opens just a little bit wider, and a tongue lashes out against you and wraps itself around your arm, and you are considered grappled, which means that the creature essentially has you in a deadlock you can't move away from it.
Heck.
Alrighty, so now we're going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah!
Jordy, I gotta hand you. You're pulling punches, man.
Actually, you know what? Let's pick this up next session because it's already 10:20. You've got a hard
Does
stop.
end on the
And
hand.
this is going to go ahead and give us a good intro point to our next week's session.
So
As
good.
Allura is grappled by
Because
a
I rolled
mimic.
a 3.
As Allura is
So
grappled by a
I
mimic.
haven't rolled.
I didn't roll.
Don't roll
no,
initiative.
that's
We're
what I'm
gonna do that
saying.
to
It's
start off our next
good
round.
because I rolled bad.
And it's a good thing we didn't because I just rolled a 20.
You son of a bitch!
Ah! Can I roll one of your DM dice just to
Sure.
see, like,
Here you go.
Cocked or anything, it's weird.
15?
Oh.
That's
Do
pretty.
it again.
14.
Oh, do it again.
8.
Alright.
Ah, there we go.
Your dice.
I've hopefully ruined it for you.
I've rolled a bunch of 4s and 1s
Oh.
today.
20!
That die, I swear to God, is my natural 20 die. Like, it just is. This one is really good for 17s and 19s. That one is for 20s. If I really want to make a fight hard, all I roll is that die, and it's consistent.
Wow, it's
How is
actually a really
Oh.
beautiful dye. There's a nice, like, pale shimmer in it.
This is the other one that...
I almost
is
bought those
Parmesan
dice.
dice set.
Congrats
I
to
almost bought
everybody
those
for
ones
having
and
our
then I
most
bought this one
exhilarating
instead.
and
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for
Oh,
watching.
that's
Wait, is it still running?
almost
It's my
identical, but
first
yeah.
game.
Oh
Yeah,
my
mine's a
god.
little bit more clear.
Is it
Yours
all
is a
crazy?
little more
Yeah,
opaque,
yours is
but-
the true
Oh my God,
Chessex
Kaylee,
one.
if you had
Mine's
died,
like
I
the
don't know
off-brand.
I know.
Not
Oh,
quite.
Not
yeah.
They're
Not
still
even
Chessex
like it
dice,
would have
but
been
they're,
sad, but
like,
more like what would you
not
have done
quite
as a
the
party?
same. They're not quite as clear.
How do you
The
move
numbers
forward?
aren't quite as
Leave
clean.
her there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a little
Drag
bit.
her body?
These are the ones where I just
Maybe
want
the
to buy a lot
vampire
of sets
can
of dice, so they
resurrect
were
her.
way cheaper.
He has immortal blood.
Oh.
Potentially.
Oh my god.
That would have been my thing. I would have like carried you the whole way, and if we found like a vampire down there, I would have like
They were. The
Some
yellow
sort of, like,
is
aorta
losing
and
its
just
luster with
Could've
fed
taken me to
immortal
need
blood
my
to you and
sparkle
hoped
vomit
that we'd
and
get one hit point out of it.
unicorn
Kevin,
poop
should we close
once.
out the live stream?
Unicorn poop.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, that's a thing we need to do. So
All
Thanks,
the fucking
guys.
awful mistakes we made today. Hey!
hey, we hope you're still here. Please. Don't
That was
forget
great
us.
and awful.
Great and awful because we had this fucking phone that we're giving up on. Motorola. I used to like you. I don't like you anymore. Even though your phones are ridiculously skinny. But yeah, next week we're gonna be back. We're gonna be using my phone, Kevin's phone.
Not next week.
Not next week.
Next week's the
No,
one shot.
No.
next week you're gone, aren't you?
No, 2 weeks I'm gone.
Oh,
next
next week Leaf is gone.
Next
right,
week
Jesse's
Leaf is
gone.
gone.
Right.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're gone for 2
Yeah.
weeks, so I have
Also,
permission
we
to
should-
play Leaf.
Yeah, we should. I can send you what I'm.
Yeah, we'll figure out all that stuff.
I play
But
it.
we'll go ahead and close off the stream for everybody today. Thank you so much for tuning in the
Thank you.
two-part stream
Thanks.
because we lost it halfway through. But yeah, we'll be back next week on Thursday at our
It's a
regular time.
process.
It's a process. It's a process.
Bye.
Bye.